Look, if anybody's watching YouTube, I got these chrome color channel locks.
Yes, he does.
Where I have already leaned over twice and said to Steph, this is trying to have a conversation with you is like pulling teeth out of a jackass. I said, have you ever watched a movie? Well, of course. Have you ever noticed what the ending of a movie is? Well, duh. Have you ever seen the beginning of a movie? Yeah. So then why, when you tell me a story, do you start in the beginning? Start at the end, then try to tell me the second part, the third part, the 10th part, the 14th part, and then, oh, yeah, you finally get to the beginning because I start yelling.
I don't know. I've always been that way, I guess.
I'm like, I just don't understand.
I talk like Yoda.
I don't understand that language.
I talk like Yoda. I'm just not as smart as he is. Look at me like that.
You know, they put peanut butter inside Mr. Ed's mouth to make him look like he was talking.
Like that?
Face the camera when you do that, please. Face the camera one more time when you do that face. I just love how she does these goofy faces. Here, Steph, hang on. Please humor me here. Look at the camera and do that. Hold on.
I'm laughing too hard.
Look at the camera and do that goofy face so that it's on YouTube. Look at the camera.
That looks more like Wanda. Wasn't that her name?
I don't know.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx's Wanda. Yeah, that did look like Wanda a little bit. She goes to try to tell me something. I'm like, ugh. And she starts telling me like when I'm asking questions, she's not even answering what I'm asking. And then I finally said, Steph, how did this whole phone call come about? Well, I was trying to fix a wrong. I said, good God Almighty, why didn't you just say, Scotty, yesterday, I've been listening to you say this, this, and this. So yesterday I decided to fix a wrong. So I reached out to this person. Instead, she starts talking about she had talked to this person because of this, this, and this. And then it leads me to go, okay, did this person call you to complain? Well, no, I called her. Oh, my God. If you would have just started with that.
Well, I kind of thought I did when I said that I spoke with her or with them.
When I spoke with her does not define. Hey, wait. That does not define who called who.
You're right.
It did not define. Did they call you pissed off?
You're right.
It didn't, so when you start telling me that you're trying to fix a wrong, I automatically go, uh-oh, what happened? And then I'm like, that person normally, and then when we finally got to the, truth behind it all, I'm like, that person never calls to complain, which is why I was worried, did that person call to complain? But when you're dealing with the redneck caveman, good Lord, I bet you and Frankenstein could have one hell of a conversation.
No, because all he does is go,
Well, you should be able to decipher that. Travis does that after 7 12-packs. But at least he doesn't say, look at Buttercup. At least he doesn't scream. Look, and for everybody that doesn't know the story, I've just got to tell this. So one day we're leaving this good morning, by the way, everybody. Let's start it off with that. Good morning. You're listening to Just for Insane Radio. Good Lord, if Dr. Drew was to ever listen to this show, he would be like, if you're not crazy, you will be when you're done watching their morning show. So we're at this party, and there's this dude that I don't even know who's hammered. I'm talking John Henry kind of hammered. Does everybody know who John Henry is? Who's John Henry?
He's the famous, what are them people called? He made the railroad.
He made the railroad?
He was swinging the hammer on the railroad.
I just knew this would be funny if I asked you who John Henry is. So, he was hammered like John Henry. Point being is, towards the end of the night, you have Steph, who's dressed up as Cheech and Chong,
I wasn't dressed up as both of them. I was Chong. I mean, Cheech. Travis was Chong.
You were trashed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the fact that it didn't matter which one you were dressed up as, you were still trashed.
Oh, yeah, it did, because everybody thought I was Mario from Super Mario Brothers.
So this guy's trashed. Decides he's going to make friends with Steph. He's already hit up every single person there at the party asking for a ride. Steph has no filter. And she goes, well, talk to Scotty. He'll take you home. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, no. So guess what? Everybody else from the party left. I was cleaning up. And she's like, there he is. Go talk to him now. Can you guess where he ended up? He ended up on the bus. Mm-hmm. So we leave the party and we take a right out of this neighborhood, which heads back towards Covington. So as we're going back towards Covington, this is where it gets crazy. He starts to tell me where he lives. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to go back into Covington. I'm going to take a right on Alcovey Road, and I'm going to go down past the police station. I'm going to take a right into his road. And then he tells me, nope, man, you're going the wrong way. So he turns me the other direction. I end up having to go to 11 and go in all these backdoor roads for no reason. And then halfway down the road, all he keeps talking about is, hey, man, you need to come down. We play poker. And he just keeps repeating playing poker. He's sitting on one side of the bus. Steph's sitting on one side of the bus. He's hammered. He won't shut up talking about poker. And Stephanie, all of a sudden, as we go past the pit bull farm, that's the rescue people that I like to help. I said, look, Travis, and Travis sitting in the front next to me. I said, look, there's the pit bull farm. And Steph, and then this guy goes, you white people always messing with your pit bulls. What's wrong with you? And he's just mumbling, eyes closed. And Steph goes, you should see my pit bull, Buttercup. She's amazing. He's like, She goes, He's, She's, It's a friggin' drunk man. It's like drunk ping pong. So if you're watching camera, I want you to notice this. She flips. Oh, let me pick up my phone so it looks better. So she picks up her phone, turns the picture on of Buttercup, and goes and leans over the bus drunk. His eyes are closed because he's passing out. She says, look at Buttercup. He says, Now this takes place for 10 minutes. Look at Buttercup. 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 And I look over at Travis and I go, what the hell is happening here? Why how do you shut her up? You just block her out. How do you block that out? Look at Buttercup. Look at Buttercup. Look. So I'm in a bus, you see. This is how this works. And she's sitting on the passenger side. See, on a bench. See, with no seat belts. See, drunk guys on the left behind me. Drunk females on the side behind Travis. See, so I come into a curve and I sling it one direction and then tap the brakes. Both of them start to fall and then fall again when I tap the brakes. And it was the only way. It was like having to walk up to a CD player that kept saying, look at Buttercup, look at Buttercup, look at Buttercup. And it was like smack. And I gave it a little adjustment and then it shut up. I've never heard so much crap. Look at Buttercup. Look, what the hell happened that night?
But he finally looked at Buttercup and said she was a good looking dog.
The drunk bastard might have not even opened his eyes. He may have just looked at you and said, okay, white person, shut up. That mean, and what's funny is black folks are the ones that take a 5-pound dog and put a 35-pound logging chain on its neck.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it strong. Okay. If you say so. Look at Buttercup.
Look at Buttercup. So, yeah, that's what the look at Buttercup joke is now.
If you ever hear it, that's why. Yeah. That is why you hear look at Buttercup. And
and usually I use it if Scotty gets aggravated or whatever. I'll look at him and say, look at Buttercup.
Because if I'm aggravated, that's what you should say.
But you always It
Laugh
gets-
at you? Yes, I always
yeah,
laugh at you.
you do.
I laugh at you
It's-
every day. That's nothing new. Heck, I'm sitting here with a pair of pliers right now wanting to pull your teeth out.
But-
You know, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Anything?
No, I was just thinking about my other pit bull. For those that don't
Yeah,
know,
Because one's not enough.
well, I like my dogs. They're very sweet. But my one has a problem with eating socks and rags and towels.
Oh my.
And I don't know how to get her to stop.
She likes eating them.
She likes eating them.
Do you know how to fix that?
How?
Put Tabasco sauce all over a pair of socks. Put her in the bathroom with that pair of socks. Let her eat that pair of socks.
I mean, we've had to go have them removed. It's just I don't know how to get her. I'll try that because
I can tell you how to do it. Throw her in the backyard where there's no towels and no socks.
Then she eats the. Never mind.
What? The poop?
No, because then you're gonna ask me why do we have carpet on our back porch?
Holy cow. She's starting to figure it out. So if you put her on the back porch, she eats your carpet.
Yeah, the carpet that's on the back porch for the dogs. Because
You set that one up, Steph. You did.
did.
You set it up. I just love the fact you're like, no, I'm not going to answer that because then you're going to ask me why I have carpet on the back porch. Okay, Steph. So why do you have carpet on the back porch? Do you have a covered back porch?
Half of it is covered, and that's for the dogs.
Well, where's the carpet at?
Under
On
the
that half?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure before I go any further with this
Yes.
conversation.
Yes, it's on that half, and that's
So do you
their
go out-
doghouse.
So do you go out and vacuum that carpet?
No, I'll squirt it down with the water hose.
Is it indoor, outdoor carpet?
Oh no.
It's just outdoor now.
Yeah, it's just outdoor now. It's house. It's
Do you rake it? Okay, so you spray it with water.
yeah, I just
So-
spray it down with
So let me
water.
get this right. You got this retarded old dog that you can't leave in the house because it chews. Is this the same one that dug up the couch?
Yes.
Oh my God. Just for fun radio.
Yes, I got something to say to Redneck Steph.
Good luck. I've tried to say stuff to her for years. It just don't take.
Okay, Miss Steph, what kind of pit bulls do you got?
The kind that apparently will eat anything.
Yeah.
I don't mean people. I just mean they'll eat your socks. They'll eat your shoes. Do they like Hanes socks over Fruit of the Loom socks? That's a good question.
I don't know. It's always Ashley's socks or my socks that they get. They never get
Listen,
Travis's.
Is the dogs pick up y'all socks and stuff like that? Put them away.
That would help, wouldn't it?
Well, see, the
But
problem
But that's also
is-
like asking Stephanie, do you think cleaning your house would fix some problems? No, that's not going to help.
Where
Anyways.
is Travis at today?
He's at work.
He's attempting to
Okay,
make some
when
money.
he get home today, tell him I say hello.
Okay, I sure will.
Okay, thank you.
See you later.
God bless y'all.
All righty, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so let's get this right. So you got this dog that has chewed, it thought it was going to find a Chinaman in the bottom of your couch.
Yes. Yes.
A Louisville Slugger would fix this.
No. No.
This
I'm
is
not-
too funny. I mean, I hate to laugh at you, but come on, it's too funny.
Oh,
Okay,
that's not. No,
so I
to
can't
be-
put her in the backyard. Why? I don't want to tell you.
Well, besides all that, when we first got her, she dug the back door. I mean, she
Have you had this
literally-
dog since a puppy?
Yeah, we got her. I think she was about 4 months old, 3 or 4 months old.
Good Lord.
It's the one we got from Chris and Ashley. The
Oh,
brindle.
yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, she's something else. She dug the back door up and the back porch right there at the doorway. Travis had to fix that. Excuse me. Yeah, she dug the couch up. But it's
And you still have her.
yeah.
Hmm.
And the socks, when she
Hmm.
gets the socks, she'll get them. It's like the mismatched socks, when you're doing the laundry.
Well, at least she's not taking the paired socks.
Yeah, and well, actually,
No, never mind, Steph. That was strictly a joke. Strictly a joke. Steph want to get all technical. Well, no, never mind, Steph. It was a joke.
But
because everybody hates having mismatched socks, so I was just making a joke.
Oh yeah, and do you ever wonder where they go?
Apparently, your friggin' dog.
Yeah, that's one place.
Steph has a sock monster that's like the tooth fairy. She just sneaks in your house and eats your socks.
Yeah, and that's just it. We never see her when she gets it, but you'll see her in the kennel chewing on them.
Can I ask you something?
What? The kennel's open. It's for them to go in and out.
Is there a door on it?
Yeah. And it's closed.
I'm still trying to figure out some damn problems here, Stephanie. You got a kennel in the house with a door
yes
that locks.
One of them does.
You got enough. Oh my God! You got enough coat hangers in there. You can make this door lock. My point is this: the time frames in which your eyeballs are not open watching this heathen dog of yours, you need to lock it up.
Oh, now at night, yeah, she goes in the kennel, no problem, and she doesn't do it at night. It's during the day. I can take the clothes, and as I have folded them and go in and putting the other clothes up, that's when she sneaks and gets either a rag, a sock.
And have you not figured out, man, talking to you is, I told you I kept these pliers out for a reason.
No.
So you just said that you realize when she's doing it. And you're still.
So I need to lock her up when I leave the room. That poor dog's going to be locked up all the time.
My point was not the fact that when you leave the room, because I'm scared of what answer's fixing to come out of your mouth now. My point is, you said that every time you're folding laundry,
yes,
that's when she does it.
Yes, when I walk away.
So when you're folding laundry, go lock the dog up, then go put your towels where they go put your wash rags where they go put the socks in the drawer where they go, and then you look over at the dog and go, you're getting paroled. I'll let you out for a minute. Unless you're explaining to me that on one of your couches sits a pile of socks. I can't comment about that because I own, 1,500 socks, and there's piles of socks all over my laundry room.
No, but I do put the mismatched ones on the coffee table next to the couch, waiting to see if I can find the rest, because I don't have a laundry room. My washer and dryer is in the middle of my kitchen.
Like an island?
Yes.
The middle of your kitchen?
Yes.
So you have to walk around your washer and dryer?
Yes, depending on.
We should just build a tabletop, go on that thing. You can eat off of it. Yeah.
No,
make it like the pool table that plays ping pong at the same time, or a pool table and a poker table. We'll just make a. Pass the salt. Nope, that's tied. I need the salt, sir.
No, what needs to happen?
Pass the Parmesan. Nope, I told you that's the tide. I need the Parmesan.
It needs to be moved to that back bedroom, and the back bedroom that is empty needs to be made into my laundry room.
And
that's
why isn't it?
To happen.
Can you get under the house? Is there a crawl space?
Yeah.
So you could redo the plumbing. You could redo anything.
Mm-hmm.
And why hasn't it been done? I
don't know.
I know Travis knows how to crawl under a house and do some piping because he helped Tubby when we fixed Tubby's pipes, when we installed that sink over at Tubby's garage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just saying.
And
do I got to come pay your husband in beer to fix your own house?
My mother gave me a
you let
dishwasher.
Travis's socks disappear enough.
No, he just goes to the store and buys new ones.
That's my problem. I got a pile of socks. I'm not even gonna lie. I got a pile of socks. It's about, I don't know, man. It's probably 3 foot from left to right, and it's probably about 12 inches tall, and they're all new socks because I can't stand wearing old, holy, crusty socks. I got to have fresh, soft socks.
Yeah, when mine start getting...
Well, I'm willing, because I have to match them, and I can't stand matching them. I'm willing just to give somebody all these brand new socks. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, and I'm probably going to spend like $100 and buy all the same pair of socks so I don't ever have to match socks again. I've done that twice over the last 10 years, and I'm kind of to the point now. But my problem is every time I go to get socks, Hanes has a different kind of sock.
Yes.
So I can't, and I just don't have matching socks. It sucks. So I'm just going to throw them all away and then in one trip, go buy all new socks so that all my socks match. Because it's nothing more aggravating than putting a Hanes sock on one foot and then like a Reebok sock on the other. It drives me nuts. Or a starter sock on one foot. And, I mean, you know, if I was 18, I could wear mismatched socks and it'd be funny because that's what, for some reason, the teenagers think's cool.
Oh, yeah. Those, what are they called? Wacky socks, where you actually go and buy them and one's one kind of sock and one is the other.
Like I'm going to pay you money to look like an idiot. I can look like an idiot for free.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, why would I want to pay you to make me look stupid?
And it's like 3 pairs for like $7.
That's right. To be stupid.
Yeah.
It goes to prove my point. If you build it, they will come. If you will make it, somebody will buy it.
Yeah, because
I mean, I joked years ago about making rubber dog turds and people will buy them. And hell, then I found out they already had them.
Yeah. Yeah, they've had those for years.
That's my point. Fake puke. People already buy it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they have a turd now because we saw it at Spencer's when we were at Spencer's last week, that you put it on the toilet and it looks like somebody pooped, but it didn't hit the toilet. Yeah. And it's like a regular turd.
That's at Spencer's?
Yeah.
Man, I need to go get that. I got like 10, 15 bathrooms I can use that on.
Well, and they also have a Play-Doh that you take. It's called poop dough. And you take it and
I got some of that in the backyard. Why would I go buy it from someplace else?
Well, you put it in this mold and you make it into the Play-Doh into poop, and it looks like poop. But
if I can just buy rubber poop that already looks like poop, why would I want something to go home just to make?
I don't know, but I told Travis
I'm gonna cut the time out and just go ahead and buy the rubber one.
Yeah, I told Travis though we need to get that and get chocolate and put chocolate in there
so you could eat it.
Yes.
Ooh, and put some peanuts in it and corn. All right, now we got to go make some. Because I will pull it. I will make that. I will keep it in a Ziploc bag. I will be at an event. I will open a Ziploc bag in front of everybody and go, man, Labrador, and just start eating. Just start eating and just watch people start vomiting. I know that is the most immature thing ever, and people are going to say Scotty's just a big kid, but I'm okay with that. Can you imagine the people's faces when they see you open a Ziploc and go, Labrador? I'm talking, people will just be blown away.
Yeah, and then especially when you start eating it, kind of like.
Or better yet, I'll be like, this is last night from eating Brunswick stew because I have corn in it. Yeah. And then people look at you and you just start going, everybody likes their own brand. And people will just freak the hell out. We're gonna have people turning their app off right now. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, did this dude just really say that?"
But it's chocolate. It's gonna be made out of.
But
chocolate.
The faces, the look on people's faces will be priceless.
Yeah.
Hey, Steph, throw me one of them turds. Or you make the chocolate one, and it looks so much like a turd. You put it in a box with donuts.
Oh, yeah, put the donuts over it?
No, just period. You look in, there's this kind of donut, this kind of donut, this kind of donut, and then there's a turd. And somebody will, you say, it's like somebody like you will be eating a donut, and one of your friends will be like, oh, man, you got some donuts? Yeah, right over there. And then they open the donut thing and go, oh, my God, what the hell is this? I'm just saying. How about them trees?
Travis, we gave him a bad idea.
Just for Fun Radio.
Hey.
Did you not go watch Shanae yet?
I posted a link and tagged you in it.
God, Drew, you need to go watch the Shanae video.
Real quick, Drew, hang on just a second because this is on the topic
Keep
that
going,
we were just
Steph.
on. From Jacob, sheet eating grin. Ha-ha.
That's right.
Okay.
Like a jackass eating briars.
All right, go ahead, Drew. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Can I just say though,
you two are a match made in heaven.
The hell you say?
I'm not a match of him or to
Hey,
him.
and on top of that, if she was made anything, that mold is similar to the one they mold that doo-doo in. Lumpy and got all sorts of cracks in it.
Well,
Oompa, loompa.
well, I'm just saying.
I'm just keep going.
That you two are in that case.
Well, tell us something we don't know. Tell us how you really feel.
We two. I didn't hear what he said. We two are what?
Say it again, Drew, because Steph's over here tunes you out. She wears these crappy headphones that nobody can hear anything.
I can hear perfectly fine in them.
I said you two are in that case.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I might be a nutcase. She's more of a case of nuts.
I know.
Steph just starts giggling like she has no control over her bodily functions. She giggles, she farts. I can't understand what's going on with the young lady over here. Well, I'll give you props. I called you young.
Yeah, I'm older than dirt now.
Well, you know,
And you know what?
with a turd on it.
When you were telling the story between her, Travis, and you and the drunk guy, that was hilarious.
Yeah, there's nothing like watching a drunk black guy go, "You white people and your pit bulls," and I'm like looking up in the mirror because you know how when the bus, we got this big mirror. All bus drivers do. Think about it in school. I look up in the mirror and I look up at Travis. I'm like, did he really just say that? You white people and your pit bulls, really? Michael Vick?
Yeah.
Really?
Big boy from Outcast. You know,
It's just
come on now.
funny. Absolutely funny. Because the white people can stereotype the black guys in their pits, and the black guys apparently stereo the white people in their pits. And the difference is
Nothing.
nothing. The difference is absolutely nothing.
And you know what? I don't mean to sound mean when I say this,
Then don't say it. That's a joke. Keep going.
but some white people are smarter than black people.
Oh, God. Why
Oh,
did you say that?
why?
Oh, my God, you racist pig, you.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Next, you're going to talk about handicapped people in wheelchairs. What the hell are you thinking? Why would you say that? Have you and Military Mike's been talking on the phone, apparently?
No.
So why did you say that? What would make Drew solely 100% on his own have this opinion?
I don't know. But dude, think about it. I don't know what it is. White people with dogs have common sense. Some black people do not have common sense with dogs.
The problem is stupid people are stupid people, and it don't matter what color you are.
Yeah, because
I've seen some dumb ace rednecks have pit bulls chained to a 6-foot chain to a
dragging
tree.
tire.
Let's point this out even worse. And I have also wanted to call the Humane Society about something. When you turn out of my street and take a left, go past the first red light where the church is on the left, the street going the other direction. As soon as you top that next hill, if you look to the left, the mailbox has been knocked off and they got it tie wrapped to a black sawhorse. If you pass that driveway and look left, there is a white horse that's 6-foot chained to a tree and has been there for 3 effing months. And nobody's done nothing. And these are some white people.
Next to is the tree a big oak tree?
It has no leaves on it. I don't know what kind of tree it is. All I can see is the horse's butt because he can't go anywhere, and he's been there for months. Now,
And nobody's done
either the
anything.
people wake up every morning and walk out there and hook them to this damn tree, or that horse stays there every single day
with no shelter.
with no shelter.
And they are supposed to have shelter.
From what I understand, and I could be off on a little bit of the numbers, but if I remember correctly, for every horse you own, you have to have 1 acre or 2 acres.
You have
So
to have one whole acre.
One whole acre. Yes, that's what I was
For-
trying to remember.
for a
For
horse.
one horse, you got to have one whole
Yes.
acre. Because I've seen somebody that had 3 horses on like a 2 acre lot, and they got a citation. So that's why I was trying to remember the rule. But yeah, you can't blame that one on a black fella there, Drew. How is it that a handicapped man is racist? How can you be racist? You're handicapped.
I'm not racist.
I know, I'm just picking on you. And Christopher Ravens Renovation says he's seen that too. That he has seen that very same horse.
I'll have to, because we go that way to go
Well,
to my
I will
in-laws.
point it out today on our way to Harley.
Okay.
And Scotty,
Sir.
notice how I changed it, because I know I was wrong in making my previous statement. Notice how I said some black people.
That's right. You got to remember that there are some trashy white people. Trash comes in all shapes and sizes
Mm-hmm.
and colors. Trash has nothing to do with that old stereotyping of thinking the 50s and 60s is one thing, but now trash could be anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
'Cause I know-
I think I see more white people with their drawers hanging out of their butts here lately than
Yeah.
I see black guys.
Yeah, skaters. People that, that skater.
You know what gets me with the skaters? The skaters were starting to wear the skin tight clothes, the
Yes,
pants.
Yes. Well, first
Wait,
it started out with the
hold on.
holes.
First it was, but I'm trying to get to where we're at now. First I was noticing all these skin tight pants.
Yes.
Then I was noticing saggy pants.
Yes.
Now they got saggy skin tight pants.
Yes.
Hello, boy on the skateboard. Pick a screwed up fashion trend and stick with it. Either be the dumb butt with the baggy drawers hanging out kind of pants, or be the guy with your pants on that are too tight. Pick one. Just pick one. I don't care which one it is. Just pick one. And how the hell do you skateboard with your pants hanging down?
Yeah.
And
Just like
I thought that style of clothing went out of style.
Which style?
Not.
which one?
Where boys were hanging their pants down to their.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no, it's getting worse.
You apparently have not been to Walmart lately.
You haven't been. Go to the mall. Go to Stonecrest Mall. You'll see it. They actually sell clothes to be baggy.
Didn't we start to have the law stating that if your drawers hang out,
I
you get a
thought so.
citation?
I thought so.
I wish Conyers would damn write some tickets on that
I
one.
mean, I think it's Griffin.
I'm just gonna start wearing some boxer shorts on the outside of my pants, but they'll be pulled up to. Well, my pants will be pulled up to my waist, but I'm just gonna let my drawers hang down to my knees.
Jacob.
But speaking of which, where is Military Mike and Twilight?
Twilight is just kind of no longer with us. He's 19. You can't expect any 19-year-old to focus 100%. He pops in here and there, but he's trying to work and do his own thing. He's got bills to pay, and you know what? The dude was trying to make it from Winder to here every day. You got to give him love for that, but at the same time, it's hard for me to count on somebody to be here when they can't be here. So it's not that I said he's no longer with us really per se. He's just floating. I mean, literally, if I get a phone call and he says I'm coming in, I'm like, okay. But I can't count on it, so I just stop counting on it. I don't mean it to be bad. It's screwed up no matter how you say it. Any way I try to say it, it's probably not going to sound
It's
right.
not going to sound right.
He's exactly like me.
He's a special person that judges other people? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. He's trying to be a college student.
Yes, he's not.
No,
he's
he's
not
not.
in school right now. But you get my point. He's just got so much going on, and like I said, you can't. If I can't count on you, I have to start looking for another person to help. It's just, and it's nothing personal. It's strictly business at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, dude. I never know what my weekly schedule looks like. With
Okay.
the with this math class, sometimes I go to the school 5 days a week.
Well,
Dang.
that's part of being in college, dude. And I understand
Yeah,
that.
I know.
All right, man.
But-
I'm petering out of time here. Let me shoot off to a commercial.
Yeah.
We're at 8:06. We've been talking the whole 30 minutes.
Right. So, what happened in Military Lights?
What part of guy got to go to a
We gotta
commercial?
go to a
Okay,
commercial, Drew.
his daughter, he's retired, and he lives with his daughter and son-in-law, and he helps take care of the kids. Well, they both were police officers. One had a day job, one had a night job. Well, they both got new jobs. Now they're both working days. So Mike has to stay home and take care of their granddaughter until school starts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, let me get out of here. We'll holla.
Okay.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody, let's shoot off the commercial. We are definitely a few minutes over. We'll be right back. It's just fun in the morning.
Oh my Lord.
That was so funny that he just said that. And that is
Yeah,
not
that
my
is-
personal beliefs.
Mine either.
That was too funny.
It's like, what
What
were
made
you
you say that?
thinking, Drew? I mean, does he not realize that we are heard worldwide?
It's too funny. Oh, my God.
I mean, dang.
I think I'm going to shoot myself in the foot.
Oh, you know, all black people are stupid.
I can't believe he said that.
Me neither.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. He just said it like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah, it just, he kind of said it like a stepping moment would.
Yeah. Yep.
Travis is listening, heading to Chattanooga. I wonder if that means he's coming home.
I still need to get my stuff in my attic. You need to ask him to remember that on these days that it's raining and it's not going to be hot in the attic.
Okay. Gotcha.
I told him I needed to get it done before spring, and now here we are. Evil does evil.
What is
What?
that talking?
My wife's upstairs with the baby. And those are geese.
Well, that I hear the geese, but I heard like a man.
Emmy's
talking.
upstairs. Did you read that?
I'm reading it. Wow.
And there's,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money going out every day.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm. I'm never gonna get this story right. Because it was this, and maybe I ought to rethink this after that comment that Drew made. The new movie with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart, some people are calling it racist. Yes. And they're calling it racist and homophobic. So me just look up the Kim Kardashian.
That's just the way it goes.
Hi, kids. I'm Bob. Today, we're going to learn the alphabets. A is the first letter we need to find. Let's go and find A.
That's not doing what I needed.
Kids, can you see A?
What that you gonna do?
Sorry for anybody that heard that.
Yeah, do remember we're live.
Everybody is just first.
Run, Forrest, run. I don't know what we're gonna do with him, Karina. Yeah, it was heard on the YouTube.
What?
It was heard on the
Oh,
YouTube.
great.
Because Karina said she heard it.
Great. Great. I thought I was sneaking that one. Jesus. I apologize. Oh, my God. Oh, these viewers. I got to figure out how to mute mics. Who in a million years would have thought that anybody would have heard that? I apologize to you. You fine, outstanding, nasty folks. I'm just kidding. I should call you nasty.
Oh my God.
It's just funny. Who would have known? What the heck? Turn these microphones back down. I can't believe these microphones keep self-adjusting. I keep going through this every single day.
Dang it.
It's terrible, man. Like we should be able to make this computer say, "Do not turn back up." Mm-mm-mm. Oh well. What do you do?
She's laughing.
Well, it's great. I'm just so happy she's laughing. It's the rest of the people that get stuck with our craziness that might not be so great. But you know what? Everybody's human. All right, we're back just for fun in the morning. So, David, my friend David, you must have been chatting with him about the need a guest.
He responded to your post, and then I said something about, because he said, "Do I need to come prepared?" And I commented that, yeah, you needed to be prepared or else he tases you.
Okay, so regardless, we never heard anything back from him.
No.
Okay, and then the person who was supposed to come today.
Saying, why'd you ask me?
Don't give. I don't really need her last name because I don't want to throw it out like that. But what happened? She was going to come and something happened.
Yes.
God, now I got the hiccups and the burp at the same time. What is wrong with me? I'm falling apart.
Falling apart at the seams.
So
That was a
anyhow.
good song.
So how about some news stories as you type over there? What are you doing?
I'm trying to
Why is
pull
it
up-
that when people sit on that side of the table, they play on their phones and their computers and they act like they're actually doing something?
No, I really am doing something.
What are you doing?
I'm pulling up a news story that I had from yesterday, but I'm pulling it up over here so it's bigger so I can see it better. But a Georgia woman invents a shirt that holds a gun. And it's for
There's
the women.
all sorts of carry conceal things that already exist.
But this is
Like
a
there's
fit,
an exercise shirt my wife wants that carries a
That's-
gun to the
that's
left
it.
hip.
That's it. It's a fitness shirt because it's for all these women, that go out there and jog the trails
Right.
and they have people attacking them.
The problem is if you're running and you got a gun in a shirt,
Ooh.
what?
I'm visualizing what you're
Right. The
saying.
gun's going to be bouncing just like her boobs are going to be bouncing. So the shirt would have to have an elastic, band per se. So think of like when people at Home Depot have to wear the black belt, the back support belt, it would have to almost be that tight of a fit to keep it from bouncing. They already have one where it's a bra and the women wear it, and right between the bra in the center of the chest,
Mhm.
under the bra, a woman can literally reach up under her shirt and pull a gun out. And because it's part of your bra, it's already supporting you, and it's that's already been designed. I got a thing on Instagram that's Carry Conceal is on Instagram,
Mhm.
and they are constantly posting all these new cool items that are really showing mostly women showing concealed. It shows how to conceal. I mean, that's what it's for is showing how anybody can wear these to conceal a gun behind their waistband, in their bra. And, I'm not trying to say that it's a bigger deal to have women carry conceal, but the point I am making is most men don't care if you see the gun.
Yeah.
They don't care. Hell, most men want you to see the gun, even though the state would actually rather you be concealed. But we'll have it under a shirt or behind our jacket on our hip.
Mhm.
So if we reach for our wallet, you accidentally on purpose see that I have a pistol. Like every time I reach in my front pocket to get my wallet out, I make sure they see there's a pistol.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got my pistol where every time I'm doing something, I bump my elbow on my pistol to remind myself that it's there. And I want the other idiots next to me to know that there's a pistol there.
Well, I saw.
So mostly this site is just advertising that anybody can conceal, and it helps to show that the women can.
Yeah, I saw a woman Sunday, as a matter of fact, when we were at the Covington Square, that was carrying hers on her hip,
Right.
and it took me a minute because I had to look a couple of times because it was pink and black. So I was looking to see, is that really a pistol or?
Yes, and you can get it in any color now. I was going to pull this up. I'm just gonna go ahead and type it in.
But this shirt, it apparently.
See, here it is. Carry Concealed Nation. If you do Instagram, everybody should go check out Concealed Carry Nation. I probably said it wrong when I said it the first time. Concealed Carry Nation, and the other one's Concealed Carry License, because you're always going to see really cool stuff about carrying concealed. I am pro gun. If anybody ever thinks for a second I'm not, you apparently haven't checked my hip. I believe every single person in the world who legally can carry a gun should legally carry a gun, because the idiots who aren't legal are already carrying it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and
Chris Raven, isn't there enough stuff bouncing in a women's workout clothes? I'm just saying, she's cock and loaded.
well, this says it has a a pocket, and the pocket of the shirt is the shape of a gun. So I guess it just slides right in there.
You got a picture of that? Is it a black shirt?
Yes.
I think I just seen a picture. Yeah. See, they showed a woman a little while ago on my page, and I was flipping through because I have a lot of gun stuff on my Instagram, and because I like to see how they're tricking out the Glocks. I like to see the new laser sights. I love seeing all the new holsters. Because if a man thinks of how he likes the way a watch fits on his arm, because some guys have watches that fit good and some don't. Some of us have boots that fit better than other boots. Some guys have wallets they like better than other wallets, just like a woman might like a purse. Well, some of us guys who carry have a particular flavor, a particular taste of a holster. And I've bought like 4 holsters that I did not like. Alex, I don't know if Alex listens anymore, but Alex, when Jen the train wreck was on the show, Alex and I had discussed back and forth about holsters. And he says, I got a box full.
Yeah.
I'll meet you at the grocery store and you just pick out which one you want to try out. Because he has a Glock. He has several guns as well, but he has a Glock that he wears that's the same one as mine. And literally, he had a holster. I borrowed it for like 2 weeks and loved it. It was a paddle type holster so that it slides down against my hip between my pants and belt. The cool thing is that I can get it out in and out pretty easy when I get in and out of the car because it hits the armrest of the car.
That was the one that was flush against you?
Yes, because the one that I bought, if anybody can understand this, that when it was against my hip, the barrel would be snug up against my pants, but then the handle was not snug up against my pants. It was kind of at an angle. So if you're watching a video, you'll see what I'm saying. So think of a pie shape, the barrel touching my legs, the point, and the handle was at the top. So the problem is where my belt loop was here, the handle was sticking out here, so it made my shirt stick out in it even further. So, I mean, it was just advertising that I had a gun. Well, hell, I had a SIG 45, a full size, which was already a big enough gun that no matter what holster I carried it in, you saw I carried a gun. Well, I didn't want to visually look like I was always carrying a gun. Hell, I was walking in and out of bars when I was working. I didn't want to look like I had a gun because at the time, it wasn't legal to carry a gun in a bar. They hadn't changed the new laws. But I also wasn't going to walk to the car after a show unarmed because I'd already been followed to my car a few times. So I had a gun and people just didn't know it. Point is, so Alex gives me this holster to try, and then I end up loving it, and that's what I use now. So point being is everybody should find what works for them. A lot of people, like I carry a Glock 9. A lot of people are like, dude, man, a Glock 9, that ain't, but let me tell you something. And here's my rule for guns. I got a snub 38 with hollow point. People go, oh man, that ain't going to do it. If I shoot you, it's because you're within 5 feet of me. It's because you're within arm's reach of me, because you're within the you're going to hurt me zone. If you're 10, 15 feet away from me, I got a chance to get away from you. I'm not going to shoot unless I have no choice. I'm not going to hurt you unless I fear my life where I have to shoot you. Now, if you come through my front door, it's on, because I got guns placed strategically. You're not getting in my front door. I'm not walking out of the bathroom. I'm not walking out of the bedroom. Whatever room you come to, I got you, son. Don't worry about it. But the other thing is, I also got a couple 12 gauges hid too. So if the 38 don't stop you, you keep on coming through that front door. Come on. I got something for you.
That's what Travis wants to get me because he's out of town all the time. A 12 gauge.
Let me tell you the thing about a 12 gauge. It's probably the best weapon on the planet. The reason is you can put different shells in it.
Yeah.
People can argue this all they want. It's all personal opinion. The way I've got my 12 gauge loaded, it's birdshot, buckshot, slug. If the birdshot going through the sheetrock don't stop you from coming, the double alt buck should. And if you decide that you're going to get face to face with me, that slug's going to take your leg off. It's going to take your arm off. It's going to blow some ribs out of your body. Something's going to happen. And a 12 gauge slug's equivalent to a 50 cal. So at close range, and I pop off a 12 gauge in your chest, I hope when they pick your spine up out of my living room that you regret doing what you did. And I don't mean to be nasty about it. I'm really just trying to make a joke more than anything. But I had told my wife, I said, listen, if you ever fear the fact where you got to pull this 12 gauge, lean against the wall if you have to. Put the butt against the wall, and if that door opens after you scream, get out of my house, if that door opens, I said, as you hear the doorknob twist, you shoot double alt buck through that door. If that reject decides to open that door, there's still more shells in that gun. I want you to put them on his butt. So.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what Travis said. Because I could lean up and lean against the headboard, which is against the wall.
Right.
And
that's right.
Shoot it. But I mean, I shot.
You know, people say, "Oh, my
before.
shoulder's gonna get sore." Well, if your options are somebody come in your house, attack you, rape you, kill you, or a sore shoulder, take the shoulder.
But my neighbor has one. I forget where he bought it from, and it's like, I don't want to say assault rifle shotgun, but it is a 12 gauge, and Travis might be able to clear this up a little more. But I shot it, and it was almost like shooting a handgun. I mean,
well, depends. Some of the new guns, I mean, and you can go buy new butts. You can buy a butt that's similar to an AR-15 that has the spring and stuff in it. So when you pull the trigger, there's a little more shock absorber on your shoulder.
Yeah.
But if you ever shoot a 12 gauge and it don't have kick, you're shooting like some weak birdshot.
Oh, my brother had one that
you shoot that 12 gauge, that sawed off that's right there.
Yeah, no.
There's going to shoot 3-foot flames out of it. And if you don't hold it correctly, that 18-inch 12 gauge will push the whole barrel completely back towards your face, and it will break your nose.
Yeah, no.
We shoot the 3.5-inch double alt buck magnums out of the end of that 12 gauge. I'm talking flames. It makes for great pictures in the middle of the night. It's fun to shoot. It's extremely fun to shoot because every guy in the world that gets ready to shoot that 12 gauge is, you know, a man.
They think
they're a man. This ain't nothing. They pull the trigger on that puppy and it kicks. Let me tell you, when you shoot that 12 gauge, you can hold it in your right hand. You take your left hand and you hold the barrel. You don't hold it from underneath like you would a normal rifle. You put your hand on the top of that barrel.
Yeah.
And when you shoot, not only does your right wrist get jammed a little bit, you hold that left hand's holding that barrel down because when you shoot, it'll kick up and hit you right in your face.
It was a pistol grip with a handle to the side to help cock it.
Yes.
That's what he just sent me. That was the shotgun.
And the reason for that pistol grip is you get a little control to hold the barrel down.
Yeah, because that is what they told me to do, to put one hand on the barrel.
That's right.
Have the
my grandfather used to have a 12 gauge, and this is with the full 12 gauge regular butt. The whole gun itself was only like, I don't know, 16 inches long. The barrel was cut right like 2 or 3 inches after the chamber. And I watched my stepmom shoot it one day, and it pushed her back up on the hood of the truck. She didn't know what to expect.
Well, see, I had seen, regular size, because this one was a smaller one, but it was, a 12 gauge, and it was a newer gun. I had seen my brother had one, and it put Travis on his butt when he shot it. And it was pretty funny, but it was a big, long, like something you'd see, what's that? Something you'd see in the Beverly Hillbillies type deal.
A double barrel?
Yes.
Okay.
It was big.
I've seen a dude shoot a double barrel sawed off and pull both at the same time. Good Lord.
But
yeah,
I seen that one. I seen that one put Travis on his butt. And so I thought this one that I was going to shoot was going to do something. So I had all the guys, they were behind me in case they did throw me back, but there was no, It was like shooting my 38. There was hardly any recoil to it at all. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And you know, I got a 9. A lot of people are trying to say go 40, but a lot of the police departments are getting away from the 40s because of the recoil. So my whole thing is if I pop you one with a 9, I'm knocking you down, and I'll have plenty of time to get away.
Yeah.
Because if I shoot you, it's because I have no other options.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about where I shoot you. I'm not trying to shoot you in your arm. I'm not trying to shoot you. If I have to, I'll shoot you in your foot. I don't care. But you're not. My old man, being a cop, my real father, the way he used to say it is, if you can't stand up, you can't hurt me. If you can't see, you can't hurt me. If you can't breathe, you can't hurt me. And that was programmed into my brain from the 3rd grade. That's why when 4 or 5 bullies would want to mess with me, I'd grab a stick and start busting shins, kneecaps, gut, forehead, eyeballs, nose, ears. It didn't matter to me. Because if you can't see me, you can't follow me. If you can't stand, you can't chase me.
Well, my dad always told me to go for the knee, the throat, and the nose.
Well, the
But
easiest
to go upwards with the nose.
Yeah, but the problem is trying to make your hand be accurate enough to hit that spot.
Yeah.
The one thing to always remember is how an elbow bends, how your fingers bend, how your knees bend, how your ankles bend.
He said to go to the side.
You kick a guy's leg left or right.
Mm-hmm.
It just ain't even worth it. Just, people are stupid. Hey, how about this? Just change subject. Sherry Archer turns 50 today.
Oh, happy
Sherry.
birthday.
Sherry. Oh, I know what song I'm going to play.
Sherry.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to play Oh Sherry for Rich Archer. And Rich, you need to snapshot the picture and send it to your wife and let her know that we dedicated that song to her. That would just be cute. That would be really cute.
Yeah, it would.
And how about this? Everybody, here it is, suntan weather, right? Everybody's getting ready to go to, bike week and all this other stuff. So with that being said, you need to hit Sun City Tan, dude. Like right now, some of the specials that they're doing, get a little bit, if you don't already have a little bit of brown on you.
Yeah, I lost my tan.
Get a little bit of a burn on now, so that when you get to PC, you're not going to be Casper. I'm okay with being Casper. I can stand the white glow, but all you ladies on the other hand can't stand that. So with that being said, make sure you go up there to Sun City Tan. I'm telling you, man, they're doing some hellacious deals right now. She actually was talking to me the other day, and I need to get up there. I haven't been up there this month that we're in this month already. But I'm telling you, man, they're doing some awesome deals right now. Go up there and check that out and see what you got going on and get your tan on. And then there's so many other things going on. The weather, if the rain stops long enough, go get that car washed at the new car wash. It's always, there's so much good stuff going on right now. And then you got all this graduation and stuff coming up, Copy Central. I mean, there is so many places that people can go check out. We surround ourselves with some very, very good sponsors. I actually had a taxi cab service call me yesterday about being a sponsor. Cool. And the really cool thing is there's a lot of people don't even know in Covington area that there is a taxi service. So if you're getting drunk and you're trying to leave a bar, come on, man. A DUI is going to cost you a whole lot more than a taxi. So I'll be hopefully finding out more about him, and he'll get on board with us. All right, I'm going to shoot off to a commercial. I know we're coming up to that point, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot us to a commercial a little faster than normal. Rich Archer, I'm going to have a commercial play first while you get your phone ready to snapshot this song. This song right here is for Mr. Rich Archer and his beautiful wife, who turns 50 years old today. I just sent Jacob a good morning.
You're a douchebag.
And there's your good morning.
Shit for brains.
That's all you get. That's all the attention to me you get today.
Yeah. Did you really just do it? I think. You
No,
just
I did not physically pull my drawer.
See, look, here's a picture of that
Of what?
gun that I shot.
Whose is it?
Rogers.
Oh.
See it?
Yep. Where are y'all shooting? A mud hole?
No, not that day. We wasn't. We were shooting it at his. Well, when I shot it, we were shooting at the property. He had it in my backyard in case the snake that attacked my dog showed up. That day that this picture was taken was not. It was not fired. But yeah, that's when the idiots were looking for the snakes in the backyard because my poor dog. See his poor foot. He got bit by a copperhead in my backyard. And you're not looking. See how swollen his foot was?
Okay. Here's the dog, a snake. Do we know what it was?
It was a copperhead.
Oh.
There
And
was
the dog
two-
lived?
Oh yeah, because we rushed him to the emergency vet. Well, wasn't the emergency vet. My vet was still open.
It's Sherry. I bet you this computer has adjusted the sound yet again. Oh, yeah, it's like a 49. Good Lord. That is insane. So the whole time that we've been on commercial break, I bet y'all been hearing like a buzz sound. Bzzz. That's so aggravating. Boy, my granddaughter upstairs is raging halo, just so y'all know. Not like y'all care or nothing. I was just letting you know. Now this thing's asking me to do the Peter prefers to dictate his computer and he prefers it over typing, and it particularly wants me to say plenty of P's. So picky people, Peter Pan peanut butter, because it's the peanut butter picky people pick. So there you go. Now I just did all the P's for this computer. So we will see after reading this, you can proceed to the next page. Thank you, my stupid Windows computer. And the people watching YouTube are like, this poor guy deals with this stupid crap every day. Yes, I do. I deal with it every day. And before Windows did an update the last time, I was able to make this thing quit doing all this other stuff.
And now it won't let you.
Yeah, used to it gave you a button to push to control the microphone level input into Windows. And now what it does is, say I talk louder than you.
Mm-hmm.
I can turn it to number 2, which is where I try to keep it in Windows as a program of Windows. The problem is when you don't speak as loud as me, instead of me needing to adjust your microphone, the computer automatically adjusts microphone volume. The problem is the sound coming out of the board is considered one input. On the board were several different inputs. So the microphone just inputs the level louder, which then makes me 10 times louder, and then it has to adjust the volume back down, and then you talk low and it adjusts it back up, and it's a big mess. All right, going back live. All right, all you great folks, we's back on Just for Fun Radio.
Just for fun.
So I was discussing maybe having to kick the show out at 10 instead of 10:30 today. There's a gentleman who is doing a charity for what's considered the Legacy Fund. The Legacy Fund is a charity that almost all of the American Legions is part of, and we do it at Fat Boys once a year for the local American Legion.
Yes.
So what the Legacy Fund is if you are a soldier and you're overseas or anywhere fighting for our country and you get killed, this gives your child a scholarship to go to college.
Yeah.
So this gentleman, where we do a local charity and all American Legions that participate, and I believe all of them do participate, but all the ones participating on a local level try to get money donated for the Legacy Fund. The United States government does not do this for your children. If you get killed overseas, the family, may get benefits till the son turns 18 or the daughter turns 18, and the wife may get benefits until she gets remarried. But there's nothing set up to give your child an education except for the Legacy Fund. So where we try to do stuff locally, this guy had this crazy idea to get on a motorcycle and ride from Harley dealer to Harley dealer. And by doing so, it's for the Legacy Fund. And I know people will go, well, how's that raising money? Because at each Harley, there's donations being made, from Harley, from people that meet up there, et cetera, et cetera. And he's not using money donated to the Legacy Fund to fund any of his expedition, if you will. You see, I got it pulled up on the computer here, Steph.
Yeah.
What he's doing is, say I go up there and I donate money to the Legacy Fund, and then say, here's $10 to buy you a tank of gas, or here's $10 for you to buy your food or pay for your hotel tonight. So the Legacy Fund, all the proceeds that he gets donated to the Legacy Fund are 100% to the Legacy Fund.
And he's got his dog.
Yes,
with him.
that's what I was going to say. I just love how we're right in the middle of talking and you
Sorry.
squirrel. And in her case, Chihuahua. It's a
Watermelon.
Chihuahua. So what I was going to show you is, as I was trying to report this story so that it would make sense, see that check? It
Yes.
says, pay to the order of the American Legion Scholarship Trust Fund.
Yes.
And that's what it's to. So any company like this says something real estate LLC out of California gave him this check paid to the Legacy Fund to actually what the Scholarship Trust Fund's for. So he's not taking any money that's given in a check form or any money that's from a company or any money that's from anything that's donated for the Legacy Fund is for the Legacy Fund. Now, anything extra, like you say, here's some money to help you on your fuel, here's some money to help you on your dog's food, here's for your food, that's handed to him totally separate.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like when I was doing feeding the homeless, I had the one friend of mine walk up, shove it all open in my pocket and said, listen, this will pay for some of your fuel. Because everybody was getting me to donate, or everybody was donating for me to go feed the homeless, but not one time did anybody offer to pay for any of my fuel. And I never asked because that was me doing it on my own. But this one great lady walked up, shoved it in my pocket and said, this will pay for your fuel. And it was $75 a day in diesel fuel that we were spending. So for her to donate me some money to help me fund what I was doing was amazing. But with that being said, there's a picture. I'm going to shoot this over to the YouTubers so the YouTubers can see what we're seeing. If you're watching YouTube, you now can see his page. It's called Scootin, SCOOTIN America. Scootin America, one word. You can find it on Facebook. We shared it yesterday. Right now, I'm showing a picture of his little his Chihuahua that rides with him everywhere. And each day, he's in a different Harley, in a different area, a different town, a different state. So we know yesterday afternoon, he was with Lisa Sasserman, the owner of Macon Harley. So he was at Macon Harley yesterday morning. Then he was in Greater South Harley, which is nooning yesterday evening. This morning at 10:30, he will be in the Conyers Harley Davidson. Then this afternoon, he'll be at the Athens Cycle World. So Falcon Fury this morning at 10:30, Cycle World this afternoon at like 2:30, 3:30.
Wow.
So I'm going to go meet the guy. I wanted to be able to share his story and tell people, how to check him out. They're hitting all sorts of towns. It's really cool what they're doing and what they're doing it for. He's got a couple of great videos. He videos like I do, just kind of telling you what's happening today, what's going on, et cetera, et cetera. You should go check out his page. It's called Scootin America. Everybody can kind of check out what they're doing. I try to be very careful about what I put my name with. The Legacy Fund is something that I already do.
Yeah.
I don't touch cash.
No, he doesn't.
I don't touch cash. There's been too many misappropriation of funds with smaller charities and stuff. I will help be entertainment to a charity. I might be part of helping advertise a charity. But when it comes to cash, that's what I don't touch. There's dollar bills I don't do. At least with this cat, if you wanted to donate any money to him, that's between you and him. If you want to donate money for the Legacy Fund, that's something I do support. I'm very careful. Again, like I said, the Relay for Life, I put my name on, stuff like that. But you'll never see Just for Fun holding a bucket for 50-50. I'll reach in there and pull a red ticket maybe and read the ticket off over a microphone. But the reason I say all this is there's been a couple of charities or local charities that people's done over the last, I don't know, let's just say a 10-year span, where people have gotten money and then all of a sudden somebody's on vacation and people are accusing the person of taking money. We've witnessed people getting accused of going to get a boob job after a charity was done.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
We've seen all sorts of stupid stuff, and it's just easier for me not to put my hands on it. We've done a charity before, and we heard the money get counted, and then the bucket got passed around again, and we knew there should have been 100 more, at a minimum, $100 more. And then when they counted it out again, it was actually 100 less than the first count.
Yeah.
And there was a waitress. There was 2 waitresses helping. Money went missing. My people were part of touching the bucket. The waitresses were part of touching the bucket. The money went missing. The only people that knew was all the people that were in charge. But then the very next month, it happened again. The only constant, the only thing that was the same from the second month to the first month was one waitress. Just for Fun was nowhere to be found. We were no part of it. Management and businesses that were involved were still standing there watching it happen. And the only constant, the only one common denominator was one 20-something-year-old waitress. So if it happens once, was it a miscount? Did somebody screw up? Possible. Did it happen twice and it was a miscount and somebody screwed up? Not possible. So I just made it a rule. I made it a rule several years ago. I don't touch cash. It's too easy. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Charity work is a cash lucrative business. And there's people that have turned charities into a business. And I would just rather me not have my name associated with anything that could be misconstrued as Just for Fun Radio was part of it, or Just for Fun Radio had their hands in the bucket. You know what? My hand don't come near a bucket.
Yeah, that's like last year when we did the thing at Fat Boys where we were selling tickets, or where tickets were being sold for the golf cart.
Right.
And remember, I got some of the tickets and sold them to some of the people that I knew that wanted to buy golf carts. And before you handed me the tickets, you started the video camera. I mean, which, you know, not a problem. And you made sure that you videoed how much you were giving me.
Yeah. I don't want anybody. Listen, there's been one person that popped her mouth off and said, and since then she's almost been sued for slander. Because I had an email from the person she said it to where something was said that DJ Scotty, you know, funds the radio station off of money from charities. And I'm just that's the most ridiculous thing in the world. That's why several years ago, I made it a rule not to touch money because I didn't want to be accused.
Yeah, no.
Hang on just a sec, Craig. Because I read the email where it was said DJ Scotty funds, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? No. That's why DJ Scotty don't touch cash. That's why Just for Fun, anybody that puts on my shirt, don't touch cash. You're never going to get a picture of us touching cash. You're never going to get a picture of it because it don't happen. I don't allow it. Go ahead, Craig. What you got?
What's going on today?
Just sitting here talking about this guy, Scooting America. So would it be Scoot in America or Scooting through America? But his dog's even named Scoot too. I think Scooter or something like that.
Scooter's his dog.
Oh, is that dude that travels across the country with his dog or something?
Yeah. Yes. He's hitting 50 states in 12 months. His Instagram pictures are absolutely amazing. Seeing the stuff he's seen, you know, for anybody that rides bikes, this guy's living the dream. This guy is living the dream. Everybody has always said that at one point or another, you know, especially any of us that ride, you know, what it would be like to just take off and be able to see the country. And what he's doing, every biker in the world can admire. And, you know, businesses are, you know, he's got a couple of sponsors that are helping him on some of his expenses. And then the rest of it is solely coming out of either his savings, his father's savings, or just donations that somebody might walk up to him and say, you know, here's $50 to get you a hotel tonight.
Yeah. Better him than me. You know, I don't think my back would handle it these days to ride like that. That's
my point. That is exactly my point. My dream, my lifelong dream was I wanted to be able to ride to the Grand Canyon one day. And it's just not possible. But since the last couple of years have taken place, we have found that Amtrak, now my price is the problem. I ain't been able to get a nailed down price, but what we found out through some older retired guys, they rode their bikes to Daytona. Then they were able to put their bikes, they drove, they went and did bike week. I apologize, y'all. They went and did bike week as I'm getting a cough drop. I'm sorry, y'all. They went to Bike Week on their bikes. They all rode these big Gold Wings down to Bike Week. Then rode after the Bike Week was done for a Daytona. They then rode over to the Amtrak train station. They load their bikes in an Amtrak. They rented a private room on a train, rode to Washington, D.C. for that million biker ride.
Oh,
Now that's cool because they didn't have to do all that riding. The problem is I don't know how expensive it is, and I can't find anything on the Amtrak website, which means I'm going to have to call somebody. So even though I keep saying this is a really cool idea, I've not researched it to find out how affordable of an idea it is. But I mean, look, we've talked about it. Me and several of my buddies, Chris on Ravens Renovation. I can't remember if I discussed it with him or not, but I know that he would want to do it. But if we could take our bikes and ride to Atlanta Peachtree Road, Peachtree Street, where Amtrak is, and load on there and ride as close to the Grand Canyon as we could get, it wouldn't be nothing to ride the next 200 miles or next 100 miles to the Grand Canyon. That'd be kind of cool. Because I want to get to the Grand Canyon. I just don't want to ride to the Grand Canyon anymore. My back can't handle it.
Right. I've been on those cross country things, and I went from just outside of Seattle all the way to Clearwater, Florida one time on a run. And I think it took me about 3 weeks to heal up from that one.
Oh, yeah. And see, here with me.
I felt fine at the time, but afterwards it was hell.
And see, here's the thing. I had back surgery in 2002. I was told I was going to get 10 years out of it and I'd be okay. I got 12 before it really started getting bad. 02, 03, 04, my surgery was 02. And then 03, we rode to Panama City. I wasn't even supposed to. I rode 04, I rode to Myrtle Beach, and I really wasn't supposed to, but I did it. Your adrenaline's kicking. I rode 8 hours to Myrtle Beach. Once we got to Myrtle Beach, we got there at midnight. We rode around that night. The next day I got up and rode. I rode all that time. Then the next few days go by, and I had to ride home. Let me tell you something, son. By the time I woke up to go home from Myrtle Beach, I never even wanted to see my motorcycle again. So with that being said, I've made several trips over the last, 5 years. I've made several trips to PC on my bike. My problem is I'm hyped up to go to PC. I'm hyped up when I'm there to ride in PC, but by the time it's time to go, my back has had enough. I can't do it. So with that being said, my back's worse than it's ever been. I'm now getting over the whole dislocated knee, dislocated ankle. So I hit my boy up that we were all supposed to ride down to like 10 bikes riding down the last Wednesday this month to PC. And I said, listen, I got to trailer it. He's like, you're a wuss. I went, no, I would rather trailer down and ride the next 2 days down there because we planned on riding down Wednesday, then Tuesday go 2 hours west, which then means we got to ride 2 hours back home. So that's 4 hours riding on on Thursday. Then on Friday, we were going to ride to Apalachicola 2 hours east, which is still 2 hours back. So that's 4 hours of riding. I'm like, I would rather know that I trailer it down and I feel up to riding to Navarro Beach. I feel up to riding to Apalachicola instead of I ride down and then don't feel like riding. Because, and on top of that, what if I twist my ankle and my knee that's already trying to heal? What if I twist it again while I'm down there? Well, who's going to ride the motorcycle home? So I would rather know I can get there. And if you call me a wuss, call me a wuss. I'm okay with it. I've already went through my back surgeries and all the other stuff. You call me a wuss all you want, but I'd rather ride than not ride.
Well, everything that I try to put into motion, I have multiple quote unquote exit strategies for, and the opportunity for choice is always superior to anything else.
Oh yeah.
So who knows what could happen. The last ride I took was from Ponchatoula, Louisiana to Sturgis, and I've got a 53 Indian in the garage, and that just about killed me.
I was fixing to say, what was you thinking? Well, I wouldn't have never ridden that bike that far.
So, matter of fact, I rented a van and a trailer and trailered at home.
Oh,
Sturgis.
yeah. Oh, yeah. My last
So,
trip to Myrtle was my best trip ever. I rode to Myrtle. I partied in Myrtle, and I don't mean drinking and acting crazy. I mean riding, doing all our riding and having a good time. And then my buddy, because I got there several days early, my buddy showed up in his Navigator because he couldn't get there till either late Thursday night or Friday morning. I can't remember, but he ended up getting there for Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday loaded the bike up on the trailer. He brought my trailer with his Navigator and pulled his bike. And I was able to load the bike up on the Navigator. The girl I was dating rode in the front seat with him, and I slept in the back seat all the way home because my back was hurting so bad. I just popped a bunch of muscle relaxers that I had to have back then, and I slept. I mean, I have anybody that wants to argue it, hey, I'm the one in pain. Don't worry about it. You do your thing, let me do mine.
Right. After that ride, I got that bike home. It was the most uncomfortable SOB in the world anyway.
Right. And
I
then what?
decided I
It
wasn't
takes
gonna-
3 days for you to heal, right?
Oh my!
Or a week?
I don't know. Yeah, probably about a week. And I got home and I took it to a custom shop. I've got a buddy of mine that does, power coating and custom stuff down here. And I took it over there and dropped it off. He said, "What do you want me to do?" I said, I want some custom ape hangers that'll go with the bike. So I spent a buttload of money on doing that, and then I got ridiculed by all the old school bikers, of course, because I done that. So,
And how
took that
funny
all
is it?
apart.
How funny is this? How funny is this? The biker mentality is, I'm a rebel. I'm going to do what I want to do. You can't tell me what to do. And then the second you do something, you got all your biker buddies telling you how wrong you are. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Come on.
yeah, they were all like, "Oh man, you cut into that Indian." I didn't cut crap into it. I had it all custom. The front fork was custom.
Right.
So anyway, I took it all. We took it all back apart. So the original Indians are back together. Now I got an expensive set of ape hangers just in case anybody out there listening is interested in them.
Right.
Travis, no.
Travis wants to put some on a tricycle.
I'm thinking. You know what? I'm thinking about the old. I'm been looking at the trikes.
Not a trike.
No, I'm talking a
A
tricycle.
tricycle. An adult tricycle.
Right. So,
So-
we got. So Crystal said you guys have been talking about everything under the sun, guns and ammo and.
You name it, we've been back and forth. Hey, let me
Mhm.
finish on this real quick on the bike stuff, and then we'll get to something. Chris Wood Raven said that he said it's $550 for a train, for the bike, I guess, for the bike and train. He'll correct me in a second as I'm speaking this. He said it's one way. A couple of my buddies did this last year to Sturgis. So if you think about it, if it's one way $550, then we're looking at $1,000 for a trip on your motorcycle to Sturgis and back. It's $1,000.
And that's
But
well,
is it
that's-
but is it worth you not riding it on your own bike? But at that question, it would almost bring up the fact of, would I be better off just trailering it up there for $1,000?
Well, I'm not sure about that number because I thought it was a little bit more than that. But the roads that I've got did the Amtrak thing, and they've got nicer bikes than the ordinary, I guess.
Right.
They don't have nothing better to put their money into. I know a lot of guys that hide a lot of money in bikes, and I know that it was based on a couple of variables being a weight and container size, because they of course crated their bikes also, so that they wouldn't get tore up en route.
Now, if I had to pay $1,000, I guess it depends on what you want. $1,000 to the Grand Canyon or $1,000 to Sturgis. I guess it just depends on what you feel.
Now
Because
is Sturgis further out?
I don't know that one's further than the other, but I was just sitting here in my own brain. I'm going, I wouldn't pay $1,000 to go to Sturgis. But then again, I would probably pay $1,000 to go to the Grand Canyon. So I guess it probably comes down to, in your brain, what do you figure it's worth?
That rate's probably from where you're at. That rate's probably almost the same.
Mm.
Right. It's just
Just
surprising.
west versus northwest, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably not that stupid. I mean, it's probably right on the money. I guess I'm just thinking of it different.
Probably a couple $100 more you can get it crated. I would suggest that myself. Anybody doing that kind of
I'm
thing
gonna
is
send it
crate your bike.
UPS. I'll be like, look, you think you could deliver this for me?
Yeah, and then what you're looking at the you're looking at the weight of the bike plus whatever the size of the container is.
Right.
You could always hide somebody in the box.
Really, Steph? Here she is talking about hiding somebody in the box. Steph, really? I guess you rednecks will do about anything.
I know back in the 80s, Ricky Medlock, who was doing the Blackfoot thing back in those days, him and a group of guys actually had their bikes sent to Norway. Because when they wrapped the tour up, they all took off over there, and they were over there for like 3.5 months or something like that.
Good Lord.
But that was pretty cool to go and see how they were prepping those bikes up, because they tore a lot of stuff down off the bikes, and then they filled the tanks and everything else with some kind of oil. I think it might have been fish oil or something for the trip over there, because it took them like 5 weeks to get their bikes over there.
Good God.
And I asked him about that. Why were they stripping everything down, and why was this done and this done? And then, of course, on the receiving end of it, to get everything cleaned back up and make it rideable again,
Right.
XYZ. But they shipped them over there, and they told me that it's the same thing when they receive those rice burners here in the States from like Japan or whatever, because they fill the tanks up and everything with that fish oil, because they don't want the corrosion from the salt water on the trip to do any damage to the bikes.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, I suppose it makes sense because, hell, I've never heard of nothing like that. So I guess that would make sense.
Yeah, so from what I've been told, every bike that you see that's received in the United States comes in and is packed full of oil like that. So
I always thought it smelled a little fishy. I knew that price couldn't be right.
something was fishy about it.
Something was fishy. Steph, you're not even laughing.
Oh, I was reading. so,
You're supposed to do that on commercials.
She's not laughing. She can't even hear what's going on.
That's right.
I can too. I heard you. You were talking about putting fish oil in the gas tanks to keep the corrosion from the salt water getting into them, and that when they send the rice burners over here, they do the same thing. That's in a nutshell.
That's in a nutshell. That's in your head. That's a nutshell.
Exactly.
Oh
See?
my gosh. You see what I deal with?
No, I was
Oh, my
reading.
goodness.
I was reading about the first ever all-girl quintuplets to be born here in the States since 1969. It was pretty.
Isn't that
interesting.
neat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I was reading. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay. You're doing your thing, and I can't fault you for that.
Somebody has to read the National Enquirer stuff.
Apparently.
No, this was on USA Today. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
supposed
So
to
what kind
laugh.
of research? What kind of research did you do on adrenaline junkie stuff?
Really and truthfully, I don't know
Oh,
that anybody
crap.
did, because look at her face. And I got super busy yesterday trying to get stuff taken care of that I was doing.
Yeah, I did too. I was working on
And it sucks we're down a guy, because when we had 3 of us, it gave us a little more of what's going on. But like me, I ended up getting on the phone yesterday while this gentleman was at Macon, Harley. They're back and forth on the phone with me trying to figure out about today. And in Falcon Fury, Harley, I had to get with them to say, hey, what is your plans for tomorrow? He's going to be there. He's going to be there at 10:30. And they had him listed for like 2:30.
Oh no.
So I gave them the mad scramble because they had to change their plans. And it's not that anybody did anything wrong. They just accidentally had the wrong time written down. So we had to get all that straightened out. It's just been one thing after another. And then, dealing mentally with, I got to go to the doc today, and then yesterday was the Zaylee's birthday,
First birthday.
So, dealing with that is pretty insane.
What are you going? You're going to the doctor today? You said.
Yeah, I was supposed to be there at 11, and I rescheduled because I got to be at Harley. And my wife's like, "Really? You rescheduled something this important?" I said, "I'm okay with it." And she's upset, not mad or anything. She's just like, "I think us going to the doctor over what we're going for is a little more important than this." And I'm like, "Nope. I want to go interview this dude. I want to meet this dude. I want to make sure I get pictures with this guy
And the puppy dog.
and I can go to the doctor. If my appointment's at 11 and we opened a letter Monday that said my ultrasound on my testicular area is abnormal, which could be anything, but the first thought is cancer because that's already been in the family before. And that particular testicular cancer, has been in the family before. So my wife, I block it Monday. I'm just like, I ain't got time for this. I keep going. And then yesterday, it's kind of like tomorrow's here. I got to go tomorrow. So my wife is like, this is more important. I'm like, well, we waited from Monday till tomorrow. You know what I mean? What's 11 to 1? We've removed one of the ones in the clock. If I have testicular cancer, we'll just remove one of the testicles and go on about our day. And that's, you're trying to tell that to a woman is not feasible, whatever. It's to me, I'm making jokes about it because I'm like, okay, so I have testicular cancer. My underwear fit better. I'll get rid of one of my testicles, or if not both my testicles, my underwear fit better.
Not like you're using them anymore.
Not like I using them anyway. My underwear fit better. I'll never have to worry about having sweaty balls ever again. Me and my dog will match. We'll both.
Oh my God, I hope not.
We'll both have an empty change purse.
Yeah, and you both drag your ass across the carpet.
That's right. I'll never have to worry about getting racked ever again because they'll be missing. So there's high sides to this. I mean, I will find a rainbow at the end of this little problem somehow.
Bravo for you. I mean, you gotta have balls while you can, I guess.
Hey, think of all the jokes that's going to come. My friend Toby will go, you ain't got a hair on your butt. Never mind. I can't say that anymore. That's what Toby will be like. Toby will be that joke. Go, if you ain't got the balls to do. Wait a minute. You don't. I swear if you. Oh, that's right. You can't. So every joke Toby's got will be gone. And who truly is going to make fun of a dude that had to lose his testicles due to testicular cancer? So Toby, all of your jokes will be pointless because you will look like a douchebag for making jokes about it. And I'm making a joke about it myself. I'm making a joke about it myself. Tubby would never do that.
Yeah, Tubby would.
Well, now that I say that, he would probably do it, but
he would just do it being funny.
Michael could probably share some of those jokes with you.
Oh yeah, and you know what sucks is when Michael was going through it, me and his mom were back and forth on the phone, and it sucks because Greg Allman has money.
Yeah.
Michael had no insurance.
Hold on a minute. No video. Pull back up, please.
Everything seems to be running.
No video and no noise.
Everything's running. So whoever it is probably needs to refresh. I don't know.
And Tubby said, "Never mind."
Tubby types, "Yes, I would." But yeah, Michael Allman here's my cuz, right? Who has a father who could have paid any medical expense to save his son, and it did not happen.
Yeah.
And now, I can't speak for now. I can only speak for a few years back. Breast cancer, there's so many foundations that help breast cancer victims. There's not, or was not, like I said, I can't speak for now because I don't know, but there was not anything set up to help men. So he ended up having to go up north to, more of a university medical place and be a guinea pig. I mean, he had no choice. What was his choice?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
that's why I'm saying if my choices are death or take my ping pongs, Hey, take them.
Take them.
Take them. You're not taking my life. What's wrong with you? You can take them. You know?
That's right. The
And-
ball's in your court.
That's right. Exactly. But ding ding. Because all of my buddies would much prefer me to be alive and you know, take up the nickname like the guy from Sons of Anarchy and be called Half Sack.
Yeah.
You know, my friends would rather me be alive than be stubborn.
And we could call you No Sec.
Just saying.
Hacky sack.
Hacky sack. One of my friends said, you know, they offer fake ones now. And I
Yeah.
said, dude, if they were to get a fake one, even though I'm making the joke that at least my underwear would fit better, I'm like, if they would make a fake one, I would want one that was like 3 sizes bigger than normal. Just so every place I go, I could go, I got bigger balls than you. You don't see? I bet you I do.
I would do that.
How much you want to bet?
I would probably do that also, and immediately start wearing shorts.
It just
Oh my
just
gosh.
to be the funny guy.
Why? I'm picturing Johnny Knoxville and
Bad grandpa.
Jackass and
Bad
yeah.
grandpa.
Oh my gosh. No.
I'm just saying. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think you know, after I reached a certain age, and I would bring like girls over to introduce them to my grandfather and vice versa, whatever. I don't think it always seemed like my grandfather always wore shorts or were not quite long enough.
Yes.
Mm.
And I'm not
So-
trying to make tasteless jokes. I feel sorry for anybody that's going through cancer. I'm going to make jokes because I'm the one being faced with this. I'm being faced with the fact that they found something abnormal. It could be nothing. It could be absolutely nothing. But the bad thing is I think there should be a rule that states don't send stupid stuff in the mail. If you found
Yeah.
something abnormal, you should have called me on the phone and said, I regret to inform you that we found something abnormal. We would like to schedule you to come in and let's talk about it. I don't think that you sitting down and spending the 30 seconds it took to type this, then
Mhm.
another 30 to print it, and then another minute to put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and mail it to me. You could have called me on the phone and told me.
And it'd been
It's
more
depressing.
personable.
Yes, it's depressing to know that I opened this letter on Monday, and my wife has just been thinking about this since Monday. And me, I'm just like, keep going. I got too many things to do. If I'm dying, well, that means my time frame's shorter, and I got to hurry.
You know, and I don't know, Scott. I've got to. I don't do the mail thing a lot, and I tell the girls to, you know, if it's not an emergency situation, whether it's a contract writer or scheduling change or whatever, if it's something important, then you pick up the damn phone. You don't send something out in the mail that can either get lost or
Yes.
get there too late for them to, you know, change whatever they need to change on their end. Because
That's right. And listen,
there are of course personal matters, of course, that are best handled over the phone.
that's right.
Mhm.
And I'm
Well-
sitting here laughing at all the text messages I'm getting because Chris with Ravens Renovation made the same joke that I made the second that I read it.
Mhm.
Because it says, you know, I'm dyslexic. So when I'm reading it and it says abnormal, I'm looking at my wife going, okay, this don't sound good. And she goes to read it. And I said, honey, there is nothing friggin' normal about me anyway. So Chris just says, there's nothing normal about you anyways. And that was exactly what I said when I read it. I'm just like, abnormal. The reason I went in there to begin with was for physical. Then
Mhm.
he did the drop your pants and cough. Everything went fine. While he was face level with my crotch, I did the classic DJ Scotty. Hey, since you're down there, and he looked like he was about to punch me. And I said, no. I don't mean this as a joke. I mean, literally, I used to get racked a lot as a kid, and there's a knot, and I need you to check it. That's what we went for an ultrasound for. So it was very well possible that this test, it could be that between the doctor and the person that did the ultrasound, something just probably got missed, and he may have not remembered that I went in to check on that knot. So he very well may just be seeing this going, hey, there's a knot we need to talk about. Well, duh, I'm the one that told you about the knot. I mean,
Yeah.
the knot. So it's
Right.
possible that he's just not right. But I'm not going to freak
It could
out
be.
over it.
I mean, there's a handful of different things it could be. It could just be a hernia or something.
Well, and that's what he was originally checking for when I told him a nod. He got nervous. It could be that he could say, Mr. Spence, your testicles are a little smaller than they should be. And I'm going to be like, Tubby tried to tell me. So with that being said, Tubby said, at least chrome them and put them on your bike. I'm just saying. I'm not going to swing them off my trailer hitch like the other guys.
Walk in there with a mason jar full of alcohol and have them drop them in that so you can put them on your mantle.
Yeah. Chris with Raven said, hey, we can have a ride and raise money for your new balls. So, all right, man, I need to shoot off to a commercial. I appreciate you calling in, though.
All right, buddy.
All right, we'll see you later.
Bye.
All right, thanks. All right, we're going to shoot off to commercial, everybody. I got to answer some emails and stuff like that really fast. I got a song coming up, and this song I dedicate to my testicles. We'll be right back.
That's a hairy little baby right there. Look at all that hair.
Wait till you hear what song I played. Dedicated to my testicles.
I'm trying to play big ball.
Can't touch this. Can't touch this.
This goes out to my testicles. Turn and cough. Turn and cough. All right, here comes the next song. In case anybody on video can't hear this, watch.
Well, I'm upper class, high society. God's gift to ballroom notoriety. And I always fill my ballroom. The event is never small. The social pages say I've got the biggest balls of all. I've got big balls.
There you go. That's all I can put because you know YouTube be not happy with me for having music play on.
Mm-hmm. My mama sent something. I think it's to you. But I have to play it after the show.
All right, everybody, we're back. So, how about those apples? You know, it's so funny. It's hard to walk a fine line, to not offend people with their religious beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
to not take my comedy stuff too far,
Mm-hmm.
to have my view on religion and still not try to let everybody else's view, whatever. I mean, it's
Aggravates you.
so hard. I mean, so hard. But the thing is and me and an atheist were talking last night through some email stuff, and I can't say that she's an atheist, and she said she can't say she's an atheist. She says it's not that I don't believe in God. It's not that I don't believe in going to church, but I don't believe in church organization, organized religion.
Like
I
I
don't
do.
believe in. She says, I believe in what I believe in, not necessarily what somebody screams at me and tells me to believe, or what a church tells me I should believe, or what a good, big congregation of people tell me I should believe. And I brought up one of the first things given by God. If you want to talk God, the first thing given was freedom of choice, which means I can believe what I want to believe, and you can't tell me any different. So freedom's here, and that's before the whole America gave you freedoms. Everybody jumped on that boat to go from over there to over here to have freedom of religion.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's hard. It's hard to try to be funny and not be offensive.
Yeah.
And it really sucks for me, because I could just say and do and have fun and not have to worry about offending so many people. But damn, what I need to do is learn to get some tougher skin and not let all these people bother me so bad. But when you're trying to make the world happy, it's hard. You can't make the world happy. So as each day goes by, I'm learning to learning to deal with stuff differently.
Yeah, and that's like me.
Anybody gets offended because I was making my testicle jokes, I'm the one faced with going to the doctor today.
And you should deal with it.
I can deal with it however the hell I want to.
Yeah, and nobody should fault you for that.
That's right.
But you and I were talking about religion, and I had made a comment apparently on air one time where I said I don't believe in churches, and I got hate mail. Of
course.
I believe in God because they said
you don't believe in the organization
right.
of the church.
And for me, my reasoning behind it, because I guess I never went into stating my reason, and I'm not trying to get all boo-hoo, why. I don't believe in going to a facility, a building, and listening to what God is supposedly telling a man, and especially when God is supposed to be telling this man that my child is being punished for my sins.
Well, yeah, because you had been told that your child, being a special needs child, was an abomination of God.
Yes. And that is why I don't go to churches.
Right.
Because every time I go to a church,
my problem with some church stuff is I'll just point and say this, because when I say this church, it doesn't exist anymore. So that way I don't point at a church that does exist. So pointing at a church that doesn't exist anymore, and when I say this name, everybody knows which one I'm talking about, and you'll get my point. The Church of the Now, no matter what their religious belief was, no matter whether they were this or whether that, no matter if Earl Sweeney was gay, not gay, my point is this: I don't think at any time should a church, bishop, minister, whatever, I don't feel that it's right that this dude is making millions off his congregation. I don't think it's right that he's making millions off of poor people, exploiting poor people to grease his pocket. If there's that much money being donated from the congregation to the church, that money should be doing outreach programs. That money should be building a new daycare onto the church that allows special situations for ladies to have childcare. That money should be given for after school programs for parents who are maybe members of the church
and
who can't afford daycare.
Yeah.
There should be extra money for a men's foundation or men's outreach program or something where you could teach young kids coming up a trade, if you've got millions to blow on your new Bentley and your new house, why did the church not do something with it? Why did the church not do something for the community instead of you getting a new car and another place to stay at Panama City? And people can have their, look, man, it's totally opinion here. This is just my opinion. And you're entitled to your opinion. Nobody might be right. Nobody might not be wrong. But you're never going to change my opinion. I just personally believe there was no reason for this dude to make millions of dollars for God.
Yeah.
God's not for rent. God's not timeshare at a resort somewhere. God does not cost you money. And I've had people look at me and go, I know you're working in these bars and you're making that cash, and you know, I know you ain't giving your 10% of what you make. And I'm like, what I give to God is my business.
But
when I donate an $1,800 day to a charity, that's me donating. That's me giving back to my world, not your church. So it pisses people off, and people need to just get over it.
But my question is this: does it actually say that it has to be 10% of money?
And that's the funny thing, is people interpret it just like they do the law book. Just like they do the law book. And if I'm giving away an $1,800 day, then that is me donating $1,800.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
And I don't make $1,800 a month. So if I donate $1,800 once a month or once every 3 months, I think it rounds out pretty good.
But the thing is, all the charities that we do,
I know,
or
I know.
Just for Fun does, you don't charge them.
I
You
know.
do all those for free.
Well, I mean, most of them get a huge day out of me, and most of them. Now, I do try to make a rule now that because there were so many people taking advantage of me.
Yeah.
But let me word this correctly. If I did a charity at a church, the church ain't making money off me being there.
Right.
Okay. If I do something at a bar, the bar makes money off of me being there.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing a charity at the bar still making money.
Yeah.
If I do something at a dealership, the dealership's still making revenue off of me being there. Because no matter what we're doing outside, somebody's going to buy something from that dealership. So I visualize it as, if I'm doing something at a business where the business is making money, I should be making money too. Because I'm bringing you something that's going to provide something for somebody to come see, which is also going to provide you a customer. So it's a trick. It's really tricky how you have to, because you want to give back, but at the same time, I got bills to pay too.
Yeah.
So anyways, what else we got? I sent you plenty of news stories.
Well, I have that story up about the Quints, the all-female
Yes,
Quints.
go with that.
Houston couple.
So she had a litter of puppies, is what you're telling me.
And they were all females.
And all females.
A
Boy.
Houston couple became the parents of the United States' first ever all-girl quintuplets to survive. It's the first time it's happened worldwide since 1969. They were born, it took 4 minutes for them to be delivered. All 5 girls were delivered last week at the Women's Hospital of Texas. Their names are Olivia Marie, Ava Lane, Hazel Grace, Parker Kate, and Riley Page. The babies arrived by C-section at 28 weeks and 2 days. And so, of course, they're all in NICU right now. And but they seem to be doing good, and all are surviving, and wish them well. And hopefully they'll get to their appropriate weight range and their gestational age, and they'll be able to come home. But could you imagine having 5 well, actually now they have 6 because they have an older sister.
Right, but she only squeezed 5 at one time, though.
Well, she didn't actually
she squeezed them. But there was something getting squished if there was 5 of them puppies up in there.
And it's just 6 girls.
And you
just
think
like
after
that.
and you think after eating over there at Ryan's or Golden Corral hurts your stomach. Good Lord.
CC's. Yeah.
5 babies.
5 babies.
And how big are they? Or were they?
It didn't say how big
Okay.
they were.
I'm just trying to give somebody an image to think about.
But at 28 weeks, well, see, Ashley was
They got to be
born-
at least as big as a Coke can.
Yeah, because Ashley was
Okay, they're as
born
big as a tall boy slit malt liquor bull, and you had 5 of those in your gut.
Well, Ashley was born at 35 weeks, and she weighed 4 pounds. So roughly, they probably weigh a little over 2 pounds apiece.
Without calling them by pounds, describe what a size would be so people can visualize a size. Do I need to get you a paintbrush?
Ashley was tiny. When we have a picture,
I don't need all your explanations, ma'am.
Well,
Just give me a size.
I'm trying to say how big her hand was. We have
Was
a
she as big
picture-
as a Barbie doll?
Yeah,
That's a good example as
Yeah.
a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
I know I'm talking to a redneck, and I know it takes a lot of time and patience to try to explain stuff to you. So, to roughly say the size of that energy drink you're drinking,
yeah, they're probably about that size.
and that's about the size of a tall boy Budweiser, right?
yes.
So I was pretty accurate when I said that the first time without you trying to tell me what size her hand was.
Yeah, this is a 16-ounce
So-
can.
so-
yeah, they're
so
roughly
4 of those in your gut,
yeah,
or 5.
or they could be. Yeah,
You
somewhere
know,
in that-
since nobody on the radio can understand what the halo you're doing, you're just grunting into the microphone. Y'all, you got to watch the YouTube when you get home. She's holding up an energy drink and this
And
plastic
Yoda.
Yoda, trying to compare them to figure out what size her baby was. She is the epitome of redneck, y'all. I'm sorry. I just cannot stress it enough. I just cannot.
Let's see, is the water bottle bigger? That might have been about the size Ashley was, about the water bottle.
Jesus, y'all. Jesus. Steph,
What?
go to a different story. I sent you something else. I know. I can't
gotta
remember what it was.
pull-
It was the TMZ, wasn't it?
I gotta pull it up. But while I'm searching for it real quick, they're bringing back Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, I
on
thought you were going to say
MTV.
they're bringing sexy back.
No, no, they did that already, and then they lost it again.
So how about the Kanye West?
That's-
Kanye West is saying, I'm pulling it up now.
yeah, I got it
Kanye
pulled up.
West leaving the country because it's racist. The dreams of so many are dangling right in front of their faces as Kanye West is recently explaining that he will be leaving the country for good. Apparently, the United States is just too racist to live in anymore, and he would be darned if his daughter will encounter such negativity.
Wow.
According to the reports, Kim was entering a medical building in California when the teenager called her the N-word lover, and after being told blah, 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 blah. So the stupid thing is this, though. I don't want to sound racist myself, but some of the stuff that has come out of Kanye's mouth
Yeah.
makes him more racist than some of the people that we've seen.
Yes,
He has
that's
turned out to
true.
be one of the most haters in America. I mean, we've seen what he's done to Taylor Pride or
Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift. How about the Taylor Pride? That's some shoe I used to have. How about the fact that he got up on stage talking smack about Beck,
Yeah.
saying that he should respect the artist? He has no idea that Beck produces, writes, sings, plays like 8 different instruments,
Yes.
and he's going to tell Beck that he needs to respect the artist
Yes.
and that we should not have given Beck this award, that it was a slap in other people's faces when Beyonce has to lip sing to some of her music
Yeah.
and has like 6 different people that helps write her stuff.
And then what about at the
And she doesn't even play nothing besides a skin flute.
yeah, and what about
It's definitely lost her entire conversation thought.
what about at the end when they were interviewing him and he was talking about the Grammys? You know, he was trashing the Grammys, saying that they don't give it to the real artists
Right.
that they should.
That's right.
You know, come on now.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
And it's so funny that some of his listeners, some of his fans, whatever you want to call them, said that whoever this Paul McCartney was,
Well, how about that?
Kanye was gonna
Yeah.
make
Kanye
them
was going to make
famous.
this Paul McCartney guy famous? And I'm like, it's Sir Paul McCartney.
Exactly.
Jackass.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
That's not just Paul McCartney.
That's right.
That's Sir Paul McCartney. Have you ever heard of the Beatles?
that's right. So how about this? I don't know how many people used to watch the Flavor.
Flavor.
What was it called on
Flavor
VH1?
of Love.
The Flavor of Love. It was where Flavor Flav was trying to find him a woman. Well, there's a girl named Tiffany. She went by New York, and
Yes.
she was on the show, and then she was on like the first season, and I think even maybe the second season, and then she actually got the I Love New York, where
Yes.
she had her own, series, and she's done another one after that where she was trying to become an actress, and it was kind of like that Nicole, whatever her name was, that overdosed. It was married to the rich white guy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anna Nicole.
Anna Nicole. It was kind of a show like Anna Nicole's where they were following her around and she was trying to, get her life together. So anywho's, she now apparently went on a show. They say, this is how it's written. The reality star chatted with RuPaul and Dr. Terry, who are on a reality show called Botched.
Yeah.
So she spoke with them after one of the shows, Botched. Brought up this boob job that she had done after the first season of Flavor of Love. I've got the pictures pulled up. I actually watched a TMZ video of it yesterday. It's a pretty sad looking picture, and because they really did botch her first surgery. It's absolutely horrible. But this TV show Botched that is about bad plastic surgeons and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And it's a pretty good show.
They fixed it. They fixed her. She's now saying that by the time they fixed her boobs and fixed her nose, that she's raving about her new boobs and her nose. Let me try to read that right, because you're trying to read it how a reporter wrote it, and they're trying to quote how somebody said it, and that didn't work right. But she's basically saying that it is just friggin' awesome work that they did, and thanks for fixing her, because, that was something in her life. She actually said on the video that she grew up the daughter of a preacher, and that one day she saw Dolly Parton. She said she saw Dolly Parton's big old boobs jacked up on the TV, and said that was going to be her one day, and that she, spent her whole life with no boobs. And then after doing the first season, she took some of the money and went and got a boob job, and it was done wrong. So she went from having small, normal people to bad, big people. Bad, big boobs. I'm trying to censor it, y'all. So she was better off before than after. But now apparently she's better. So, she's trying to pursue a career in acting and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if anybody kept up with the whole Rock of Love with Bret Michaels, and then the Flavor Flav love. And, they talk about Flavor Flav like he's broke anyway. So,
yeah.
it's kind of, I'm not going to say sad. It's kind of maybe the word depressing. It's kind of depressing for us as people that knew them as these great famous people, and people will be like, Flavor Flav, great. Look, man, back in Public Enemy's days, they were the stuff. Chuck D, I think was his name, that was the producer and the main guy. They've done a lot of talented things out there in this world. It's sad that you see all these cats that have had all this money, and we always use the words, if I could ever get out of this hole I'm in, I would do this, this, and this. And the sad part is these guys who I don't know whether they are or are not from the ghetto, don't get me wrong, but all these guys that have claimed to be from the ghetto get these chances, and then they pull themselves out of, as they say, they pulled themselves out of the ghetto. They now are living this luxurious life, and they just piss it away.
Yeah.
It's just sad to see these cats that have had these awesome, awesome chances, awesome possibilities, and they just blow it.
But then you have the ones like Ice Cube. He was in the ghetto. He was in a street gang. 50 Cent.
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, Dr. Dre that get themselves out of it, and they stay out of it. And look at him now. Look at Ice Cube. He's a director. And
well, that's what I was gonna say. If you look at those three, You got Ice Cube, who went movie and directing.
Yeah.
Dre went producing and has produced some of the biggest guys around. I mean,
Yeah,
because he
Eminem.
brought out Eminem, then they brought out 50 Cent.
Yeah.
You know, then he had, you know, Beats by Dre. His name's all over it. I mean, he's making mad money. Then you look at 50 Cent. 50 Cent,
Curtis.
if you let me change the twist for just a second. Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk gets offered from that pricematch.com,
Priceline.
whatever.
Yeah.
He was offered some money to do a commercial, and he said, that's not enough money.
Who, 50 Cent or William
Captain
Shatner?
Kirk. William Shatner.
Okay.
Captain Kirk.
Okay.
I just knew if I said William Shatner, people might not remember Captain Kirk. They'll remember. So he said, this is what I would do your commercial for. And they said, well, how about you do the commercial for this amount of money and this percentage of our company? And now he's not only a millionaire from acting, he's a millionaire from this .com. I mean, he is making mad money. Well,
yeah, because they're on all the time.
50 Cent took that same idea and got attached with Vitamin Water when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
And they came out with the black label Vitamin Water, and they named a few different ones under some names that he created. And now Vitamin Water is everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, he is a millionaire just in the Vitamin Water. He's a millionaire, not counting anything else he's part of, not counting some shoe stuff he's done, not counting some other stuff he's done.
And
smart
he's done some
guys.
acting.
Yes, and now he's actually probably 4 years ago or more, he had all his tattoos lasered off. And yes, he has no tattoos anymore, and he does nothing but acting now.
Yeah, because he's in that Showtime or Stars show, Power.
Power, yeah.
Yeah, he's in that.
But he's done
a couple of
yes,
movies.
he's played a CIA agent in a couple of movies. I mean, he's done tons of stuff now.
He was in a movie that I had no idea this movie even existed until we saw it on cable. It's called Escape Plan, and it has Sylvester Stallone in it, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You didn't know about that movie?
No, and that was a pretty good movie.
It's a good movie. It's a decent movie.
And 50 Cent is in there.
That's right.
And he plays a good guy.
That's right.
Well, he was a
in-between
convict.
kind of guy.
Yeah, he was a convict.
But the fact of the matter is, these three guys that came from nowhere put themselves on the map.
And they're staying there.
You know, and Snoop Dogg, it's odd. It's odd because I was watching a show. Nobody's even going to believe this took place, but I'm telling you, I was watching a show on the Home Gardening Channel or the DYI network. And it's a guy that used to be in the show Trading Places, where they come in and remodel your houses. Then he was on another show where he was just the carpenter working. So he wasn't like the host. He was just a carpenter under the host that was remodeling houses. Then all of a sudden he gets his own show. So you see the truck pull up in front of this house. You see this trailer on the back of this truck. You see different trucks pulling up to this house. You got to remember you're in California. The prices of houses are different than the prices here in Georgia.
Oh,
so to just compare that house look-wise to a house you would see here, it looks like a house. It might have been a $200,000 house, you know, down the road. And they go knock on the door, and damn if Snoop Dogg don't walk out. Snoop Dogg walks out of the house, and you see one car that's bad to the bone, then you see one that's not. His house just looks like a house that any of us would live in. Well, maybe not West Porterdale, but any other people would live in. And they were saying, so what did you bring us here for, Snoop? You wanted something remodeled. And they go around back to a shed, a 12 by 12 shed. That is his smokehouse. He sits out there in a metal chair. He sits there on like a card table. He has the old Walmart type desk. His laptop's out there. He got to smoke his weed out there and in anything he did on the computer because he had to get away from the house and the kids playing all the video games. So they take this 12 by 12 and they hook it up. They pimp this 12 by 12 out. I don't know if I think they extended it a little bit as well, but now there's a pool table. There's a movie room. That's where they sit and play the video games now, where they smoke their weed and it's all this is outside the house, so he's not infringing on his wife and kids. But
Yeah.
you would think it's Snoop Dogg, man. You would think Snoop Dogg lives like Dre, like Eminem, like 50. You would assume Snoop lives like a king, and he
Yeah.
doesn't. Now,
Huh.
what's funny is this show is only about 2 years old, and I know 4 or 5 years ago when MTV Cribs saw his house, which what tells me is you went from $1 million house to now you're living like normal people again.
And
So what does that say happened in his career?
but you know, he's released all of these. He has his own line of the vape cigs, the e-cigs.
Right. So now he might be rolling in money again, but
Yeah.
2 3 years ago versus 5 6 years ago.
But didn't he have some blunt wraps?
I have no idea. I don't smoke. Why would
I
you
don't
ask me?
either. I mean,
But I'm just using that as an illustration. If
Yeah.
you got some of these guys that have went really good and successful and kept their success, and some that pissed it away. That's where the point was. I
Yeah.
don't care about talking about if Snoop Dogg's got rolling papers. Squirrel.
no, I was just saying maybe he didn't like living that in that big luxurious
I don't
home
know. I don't
and
know.
just wanted a smaller. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see that in a person like that. I don't see a guy that's a flashy kind of guy willing to live that way. Maybe Garth Brooks trying to live down, you know, maybe
Yeah.
Gretchen Wilson living down a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see NASCAR drivers living down.
Shoot,
And
no.
I just don't see the rappers who are all about the bling and the nice cars. I don't see them trying to live down. Because most of their image is trying
Luxurious,
their image
velvet.
is trying to look bigger
Yeah.
and better.
Yeah,
So I
that's
don't know.
true.
This is
I
just
don't know.
this is just a conversation. So I don't know. It's not for me to tell you 100%. My opinion is I don't get it. We're gonna call
Yeah,
Jacob
'cause
back.
you wouldn't probably see like Alan Jackson
That's right.
living down, even though he sold.
Down in the country. Well, look, it's
Yeah.
9:52, y'all. We're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut out of here at 10. I got things to do, but we're gonna get Jacob back on the phone. I gotta shave. I just thought about it. Sorry. I look like crap on video.
After we get
Free
done
Suge
with,
Knight.
Yes, free Suge Knight. See? There you
actually,
go.
I had a Suge Knight
you go.
story up.
Good morning, Jacob from Tulsa.
What's happening? Jacob from Tulsa.
I'm just watching the show,
And
trying to one up Craig. I didn't have a chance to yesterday,
oh my
but
gosh.
I don't really know what else to say.
You know what
guys
you're
like
fixing to do.
What?
All right, so Steph, while you're on the phone, Steph, talk about the Suge Knight story and see what you got.
Suge Knight due in court for key hearing in murder case. He's due in the court today for the conclusion on whether or not he's going to be tried for murder and attempted murder charges. So,
Oh my God.
so maybe
I'll be
there's
a good
still
lawyer.
hope. Maybe there's still hope that free Suge Knight.
Right.
I mean, for argument's sake, I still shake my head because we don't live like that. We don't live like Suge Knight. So it's hard for us to put ourselves in that situation. We are not gangbangers. It's hard to put ourselves in that situation. We don't have people putting hits out on us, even though I've got some haters out there
Mhm.
that have threatened to kill me. And even though there's a couple of nutheads out there that I'm really concerned might come by my house and try to kill me, he'd have to put his sign down to do it, but he really concerns me. And I've made that concern with all my cop buddies. I've made that very, very valid concern with all my cop buddies that I do fear this crazy bastard. But with that being said,
Sucker.
Um,
Crazy sucker.
crazy sucker. With that being said, we don't live as gangbangers, but in Suge Knight's situation, if I had a gentleman walking up to my window with a gun
Mm-hmm.
and I feared my life, riding over him like a speed bump wouldn't even be a blink in my eye. I would probably do it before I realized I do it. And they're saying that there was a car behind Suge Knight, even though it wasn't in the video. They're saying there was a car behind Suge Knight, and he couldn't back up anymore. He had to put it in drive to drive off because the second guy was walking up. So
Oh yeah, he did what he had to do.
I
man.
don't feel that I would not have done it myself.
Right. I know I would have. So
My life or getting shot at.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
easy. That's
if-
pretty easy.
If you're walking at me with a gun and I'm in a vehicle, you're already a target.
Mm-hmm.
You're on. Listen, I ain't telling you no lies. There is 3 different times, not counting. Well, let me just say 3 different occasions that I have been put in a situation where guns were in front of were in front of my person. And one time I was on Ellis Street in Piedmont in a little Chinese place, and there was a dude cracked out of his mind, and he
Man,
kept.
someone's knocking on my door. Sorry.
All right,
I
see you
gotta
later.
get off.
All right, bye-bye. And this dude kept pulling the handle of the gun out, talking to himself about wanting to shoot this dude on the other side of the room. And in my brain was, you know, I'm 25 years old, and I've already lived the crazy life where I've had guns aimed at me for stupid stuff I did. But this is the first time I'm standing somewhere where my adrenaline's not pumping and I'm not responsible for what's happening. And in my mind, there's all these people in business clothes trying to order their food. And I'm now thinking, can I take this sucker out before he pulls this gun out? And then I personally would then be responsible for somebody getting shot, and can I live with myself? Because what if I grabbed him to stop him, but yet the gun goes off and shoots a single mom who's standing there just trying to get some food? So I was scared poopless because I didn't know what to do, because I was in a situation that it was not a situation I was 100% in control of. And you're never 100% in control of anything, but that particular time I was 100% not in control. Another time when I was younger, I did some stupid stuff and was behind a fence. Crap, people keep calling. I don't recognize this number. Hello.
Yes, can you tell Dr. Joseph Block I say hello?
He's not in. He'll be in next Monday.
Yeah, he'll be here
Next
Monday.
Monday? Okay.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
All right, bye. So when I was a kid doing stupid stuff, I put myself in a situation, and I had to climb a chain link fence to get away from somebody. And I was in briars, dressed in black. They couldn't see me, and I was leaning against, 8 to 10 foot granite block wall that I couldn't climb. And the dude unloaded a 357, walking left to right, and I was down in the far left-hand corner, laying in the briars. And every time that gun went off, I didn't know what to do. All I could do was just tell myself, I'm in the wrong place. I shouldn't have put myself in this place. That's the second time that's ever happened. And then there was a time when I was helping somebody out. Their boyfriend, who I didn't even know existed, walks up to my low rider truck and leans in and tries to pull me out of the truck. And a dude just got out of prison. And by then, I put my left hand back on the steering wheel. My arm was out. My sleeve was hanging down under my left arm. And I already had the snub 38 under my arm at that sleeve. And if he'd have leaned in one more time, I was fixing to just put one right in his throat. But I had enough space once he let go of me to put it in reverse. So I almost allowed myself to be in a situation. But what I've learned from those years to these years is the best way to keep yourself out of a situation is don't allow yourself to be put in a situation.
Yeah.
One time I was totally in the wrong place at the wrong time. The other times I allowed myself to be in the wrong situation. Some of them I asked for. The time where the dude leaned in my truck, the second he walked out screaming at me, I should have just put it in reverse. I should have never even gave him a second to listen to his mouth.
Yeah.
So, everybody's responsible for their own actions.
And, you need to watch who you keep around you, which we've talked
about that before.
That's one thing I learned.
Well,
a couple of years ago.
It's real simple. You think about the crazy dude that was on the square the other day yelling my name, trying to pick a fight with me. If I would have been the old me, I would have turned around and clocked him. He would have been Mike Tyson right across his face. But what he doesn't realize is by him antagonizing these crowds, I walked up there and tried to speak with him. I was angry. But what he doesn't realize is I came up there to diffuse a situation because There was club members,
Mm-hmm.
people that work in bars, the clientele in which he was yelling at that was hovering around where he was standing would have hurt him if I would not have walked up and said, dude, this dude's nuts. Don't even feed into this. Don't even give him a minute of your time. Don't even feed into this. Because they personally would have and could have violently hurt this guy.
Oh, I thought Toothpick was going to.
But I diffused it by making a joke out of it. Like I do everything. My testicles, guns, I make a joke out of it because it needs to be diffused. Don't feed into the stupidity. My problem this week is I made some videos because I fed into that idiot.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know, if you're going to be stupid, I'm going to try to defuse it. If you're still going to be stupid, then I'm going to step to the side and let whatever happen happen. But there's been a lot of after effects from what he did Sunday that I've been dealing with. I mean, heck, I just got a message a few minutes ago about it as well. And it was a very respectful message, very respectful. Somebody wants to talk to me on the phone. No names to be needed, but the guy would like to speak to me on the phone. And I told him, call me Friday. I'll be more than happy to talk. I have nothing to hide.
No, you don't.
You know, I didn't.
You did nothing wrong.
I didn't offend anybody. Calling little kids to their faces, calling them whores, that's pretty stupid.
Which that is against the law, by the way.
And that's what he did October. And that's what the police called. When the police showed up the second time, that's what I was told that the second time the police came out for is because he had called the little girl a whore.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Hey. You're squeezing in that last call, huh?
Yeah, free Suge.
Free Suge Knight. Craig supporting Jacob.
I don't see that whole thing going anywhere.
I don't either. And who is going to testify against Suge Knight? Come on, that's you're starting to mess with the Bloods and the Crips, and that's two sticks of dynamite you don't play with.
Well, I mean, the guy that was incarcerated or whatever said that he wasn't going to testify in court and be the one to bring Suge down.
That's right.
So
who would?
You know, I think we talked about that at the very beginning, but you know, the second part of it, you know, there's a high level of leniency when a person is acting in imminent fear, and people don't understand that.
That's right. I feared for my life.
Yeah. And, you know, what they do at that point is they discern when that fear could have been acknowledged or recognized. And from that point on, you're pretty much immune, or you're pretty much given a ticket for whatever actions occurred after that point.
That's right.
So, you know, the guy saying, yeah, I walked up and slapped the crap out of Suge while he was sitting in his car, and then he's got another car pulling up behind him, and whether he thought it was another gun or whatever, you know.
It looks like a setup to me. Anywhere. Looks like a setup.
I don't see this going anywhere. And a lot of people don't understand that, and a lot of people, you know, we have Facebook politicians, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, you got these people that live in suburbia that want to try to justify why something happened in Compton. And come on, dude, you have no idea what the world's like sitting in your house.
Another world
right.
in Compton.
You run down to Covenant Highway in Glenwood and yell out the N-word, you get whatever you get. You deserve whatever you get.
Yeah. You
go down to Glenwood where the old Kmart is, where I grew up, and you yell that. You go down to where the car wash is next to where the drive-in theater used to be, and you yell that. Whatever you get, you get. You asked for it. I mean, people are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I hate to do it, but it's 10 o'clock. I got to go.
That's my take on it. And unless you can definitively associate with the situation, then, you know, I don't pay any attention to this.
That's right. You know, it's easy for everybody to pass judgment and say what they want to say, but I tell people all the time, I may not have a right to tell people what they do, but the second that you put me into that situation, I then have a right to talk about it. If you put me into a situation that I did not ask for, then whether you want my opinion or not, if I'm part of said situation, you're going to get my opinion. And because I got that right, you know, I got that right.
I don't want. I'm not going to move forward in life trying to make people fear me or wonder what I'm going to do in a particular situation. But I'll just share what my motto is, and that is, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
That's exactly right. I'm with you.
Mhm.
All right,
So,
brother. I hate to
that's it.
rush, but I appreciate you. And call us back in tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
All right, y'all. I hate to rush. It's 10:05. I got to get shaved and be somewhere by 10:30, and you're hanging your finger in your air like you fixing to say something.
Yeah, I just want to say,
Hurry.
be sure to tune in tonight to Rough Edge.
Crap, I
with
forgot
Joey,
about that. Rough Edge.
Rough Edge with Joey, the voice. He will have a band in studio that will be performing live. The band is called Years of Sorrow, and that is tonight at 8 o'clock. And I'll be his co-host for a little bit, and we'll see you tomorrow. And
All right, everybody. We hate to rush. We're turning the camera off as well. Everybody have a terrific, super spectacular day.